was 1990 and the merger of Woodville and West Torrens, the last game they played, and that was at the Adelaide Oval. And this afternoon, the Eagles honour their heritage by wearing the 1964 Woodville jumper when at first Woodville entered into the SANFL. And this afternoon, the Eagles take on North Adelaide here at the Woodville Oval. Andrew Rogers, hits and memories, plenty of memories, and of course now the Eagles are a hit.
Exactly right. Look, doesn't get any better than this. Top of the table, beautiful day. Finals have come out of the SANFL.
And at quarter time, we're going to have a look back at that Woodville West Torrens game in 1990, their last match, to today, and North take on the Eagles. 1 versus 2, Central Glenelg, Port Adelaide, Norwood, South, all the way down to that position on the ladder, 7, and they're all a chance to play in the finals at the moment. Sturt and Westies are out of it. Mark Soderstrom is on the boundary enjoying the sunshine.
Oh, it's a fantastic day here. Atmosphere is superb, and the Peckers are back in spirit anyway, and Hayden Skipworth is lining up for the Eagles today. Nathan Bock has gone to the Crows, so that's settled now. We know exactly what's happening. Skipworth in, which is a big in. Also in, Chris Knights, he's back, missed 4 weeks with a thigh strain, so that'll be a big boost. And the Eagles, well, they're ready to bounce back from last week's loss to the Panthers.
We did have a look at it, Mark, on Monday night. It's more about the way we did it. There's certainly no disgrace to lose to South. They're in pretty good nick. They've got as good a list as anyone. At Noarlunga, we acknowledge that. It was just a few things we did that we wanted to rectify.
Now, you've had this side up for a number of years, playing some grand final football. At this stage of the season, are they as good or better than what you've had the last few years?
Pretty comparable to last year, I think. Perhaps just a little bit more mature. They've been together for a bit longer, another year on. Another finals campaign. We all hope we've learnt a little bit from it.
There's plenty of mature bodies there that Ron Fuller was alluding to there. Passador the key. Going to need some cameo roles from Regalo, Knights and Inkster.
So does North, best attacking team in the comp.
They certainly are, and their defence is boosted today with big recruit Kingsley Walker. He's back into the side, and also the underrated Sean Gatto. So they're going to certainly boost North Adelaide down back. And Ian Perry isn't with the Crows. He's with the Roosters today, and he gives Andrew Jarman even more options up front.
Oh, look, it's obviously very important when you get conditions like this, but I think it comes down to delivery. And if our midfield are working the ball and their foot skills are spot on, they could have a good day out. I've been probably a little bit disappointed with our key position players the last 2 or 3 weeks. None of them really fired. It's mainly been our midfield group that have done the work, so hopefully they can all chip in today.
And today is the day to fire up, isn't it? Perfect day.
Absolutely. Look, Hargraves, Gill, Alloway, some tall targets, beautifully mixed with Campbell, Perry up forward. But the key is the midfield. They can win the midfield with Wintle and Howard adding some grunt. Ryswick in good touch on the wing. Good game.
Let's see how it unfolds. Here's Michael Maney with the first bounce.
Thank you, Neil. And Stephen Coops will start this game on the interchange bench. He has been a key position player. As Andrew Jarman said, they've been disappointing. Maybe Stephen Coops is the man. Now, I'm just watching something up in the forward line for Woodville West Torrens. A bit of a scrap, and a free kick's going to Grokey before we even get a bounce of the ball. So Schubert, the man on the mark. So a bit of something going on. Grokey kicks long to the square. Out goes Rugolo! Lovely mark, Vinnie Rugolo. He'll enjoy the conditions this afternoon. That's a well-judged mark right in the square. Not quite in the square, because if they take a mark in the square, they kick from directly in front. Here it is.
Yeah, you can see they're going on his own. He's just like Ivans in traffic there.
Rugolo from 10 metres out gets the Eagles off to the dream start they'd be looking for.
As you would expect, look, there's still a bit of push and shove there at centre-half back with Hayden Skipworth involved. You just expect him to get away to a good start to respond to last week's shellacking. So, what can you tell us about the weather?
Well, I can tell you it's unbelievable here. Magnificent conditions here at Woodville Oval. We've got 1 versus 2, battle of the birds. It's going to be 20 degrees, no breeze to speak of. SANFL football doesn't get any better than this today.
Well, the weather's warm and it's pretty hot out on the field by the looks of things. Push and shove to start the day. Both sides, it looks like, with an extra man in defence. Ivan starting at the back end of the square by himself for North Adelaide, coming in there and involved again in a little bit of push and shove. Uni through one, and he's given up a free kick to Passador. So Passador can come this side of the ground. Powell will go longer. He's gone for Lindsay at half forward. O'Hara steps in. The former Eagle cops it in the back. Play on. There's a holding decision in there as well. Alloway will be penalised. Another free kick to the Eagles. It's on behind play. Now, Riswick, number 32, bottom left of screen, is actually standing about where the mark was. So we just wait for the umpires to sort this out, because somewhere in there is the ball. And now it's 25 metres to the Eagles.
And O'Hara in there, a former Eagle. They're trying to just get him off guard a bit.
It's a great start for the Eagles. They have withstood some pressure.
Oh, look, they had to respond from last week's Shellackenby South. 6-day break. They were really insipid down there at Noarlunga. They really needed to come out and be competitive, is what they pride themselves on.
Copped an 11-goal loss to South Adelaide last Sunday. And now the Eagles have the first two of the afternoon against North Adelaide.
Starting on the bench for North Adelaide, we can see big Benny Hudson there, and he's surrounded by Stevie Coops and also Scotty Bamford, who was absolutely sensational with 4 goals last week.
Still a bit going on at centre-half forward. Adam Grokey, former North Adelaide player, heavily involved. But a dream start to the Eagles. They really need to stamp their authority. The only times North have been beaten this year, the Eagles, badly beaten, the Eagles in Central Districts, when they've been under real intense pressure.
Well, the Eagles had won 10 in a row before last week. Here's Uni, booted 7 last week. He kicks to the square. No one can take the mark. Sikalala just at the back. Solfiaci, good kick, even though it was on the bounce. On the wing, taken by Passador, working a long way from goal. The kick over the top wasn't a good one. Schubert copped one high, and he'll get a free kick. Will Shane Schubert.
Thanks, Adam.
Been all right for them down back, and that player is down. Is that Westbrook?
It might have been Shattuck.
I think more like it. It was just a lazy kick by Passador. Didn't really do anything with the kick.
The trainer's got the hands in the air, but play will go on to the wing. Inkster in the middle of that lot. He's got it now, Tim Inkster. Well, they do turn well on their left boot, the left footers, and there is Shattuck, still not yet to get to his feet, and just, there he is, just got to his feet now, that right knee bandaged. Let's have a look at how Shattuck went down.
Pretty much self-inflicted.
Yeah. Too much in that. Inkster just punches the kick. Skipworth, good mark. He's immediately away. If you can get away from Campbell, he got some toe. Handball solved. Passador into trouble. But advantage rule. It goes to Knights. They've got their third. Knights from 45. Outstanding. And Skipworth's work to get away from Campbell was okay, and luckily Passador got the free kick. They got out of jail.
Yeah, it wasn't a great decision by Hayden Skipworth. Here's the handball, the hospital handball that forced Josh Calder to give away the free kick. Like the move of Passador out, just run around, enjoy himself out there, take some pressure off the goal square. Would have certainly caught Andrew Jarman off guard.
I reckon Chris Knight's last kick in league football before that one was a goal here at Woodville, before he went off the ground with that strained driver. Missed, what is it, a month of football. Rugalo crashed into White, and now Lindsay's thrown to the ground by Howard, and he wants a piece of Howard. He's had a piece of White. He's also thrown over O'Hara in various off-the-ball incidents. Now Inkster will receive a free kick. He tries to play on. The umpire tells him to go back. He's probably pretty lucky, because I thought he did try and take off. So Inkster goes in short. Here's Powell, 70 from goal. A couple of brief leads, and he goes down the middle. And it all just opened up for Westbrook, and he took advantage.
Disappointing for Andrew Jarman there. It was a hold in play. Plenty of time for his on-ballers to push back into that space. Westbrook, don't give up the centre corridor. Force him wide, so if he's going to have a shot at goal, it's not from directly in front.
Centre breaks 2-1, free kicks 5-1 in favour of the Eagles. And a couple of 25-metre penalties as well. Westbrook, look, a great kick from his action, but it was certainly effective. What a start. They've got 4 on the board.
Don't think it's too much doubt. The Eagles have tried to intimidate North Adelaide here, just with body pressure, the way they're crashing in. I've obviously addressed this at training during the week, and just their usage of the footy so far has been exemplary. And they're just winning around the packs. Might be time to get Darryl Wintle in the middle, just some stronger bodies. We saw Dean Howard trying to resurrect this with some body pressure. Get your best grunters in the middle.
Well, they won 11 for first quarters this year, the Eagles, so they do kick the games off fairly well. Back in the centre, big pack of players forming 11-5 in first quarters, and the first quarter efforts for North Adelaide not as good, 6-9, so they're slow starters traditionally. O'Hara got it down to Coulter. Coulter's just gang tackled. I tell you what, some of the boys, we saw some festivities before this game started with some of the old players in 64. They wouldn't mind going back to the yellow jumper the way things are going at the moment, Andrew.
Yes, they performed well with the Eagles as well the day they played in the Eagles jumper. Just winning the middle breaks, they're getting the free kicks going their way. Everything working for the Eagles so far.
Paul Lindsay with the free kick on Carlton's rookie list back and Geelong's rookie list back in 1998. Paul Lindsay kicks inside the forward 50. That's a good mark, Skipworth against Campbell. Well, that's a couple of times he's got him, and Skipworth has kicked one and will have no trouble with the distance from 45. A couple of real short players just battling it out, and Skipworth's experience just got him home in the end.
Just that bigger body again, just finding Campbell out. Almost worth the chances for everyone else up the ground and take Skipworth to the goal square and see if Campbell, how he handles full back on one-on-one.
Hayden Skipworth, 7 goals, 7 before this game. Played a number of games with the Crows. From 45 metres, not a problem. 5 straight goals to the second-placed Eagles, and a wonderful start to this match.
Yes, both sides are ranked 1 and 2 in efficiency in the competition in the way they go forward and they hit their targets. That's just kicking it forward, just a one-on-one. Doesn't necessarily always have to be a tall player that you kick it to for a one-on-one contest. You saw Skipworth and Campbell, just experience, bigger body, a bit smarter.
Last time these two sides met in round 9, the Eagles pumped North, and it took North 4 minutes before they could get their first kick in that game. This game starting the same way.
69 points was the margin in that game, but Soda's just mentioned it again. Another forward entry. Grokey, just a bounce got away from him. Now he's got it. He's got to find some space. Settings-ter a big task. He was up to it. There's the snap, and it's out on the full. Well astray.
At this stage, the Eagles have kicked more goals than North have had possessions. The Eagles have just 5 goals, North just 4 possessions.
And so does Roosters have taken, or Andrew Jarman's taken some action through the interchange.
He certainly has. Brett White, the vice-captain, he's off. Coops is on, and moments ago, the captain, Darryl Wintle, came off the ground, and Scotty Bamford went to half-forward.
Holding decision, and here's some ironical cheers coming from the Roosters fans as O'Hara takes a free kick. And they've been flowing in the one-way direction for the first 5 minutes or so. 6-2 in favour of the Eagles, the free kicks. Knight's got a stat in there, or did he? This little toe poke got it over the line. And here comes Ben Hudson onto the ground with O'Hara taking a seat. Hudson immediately runs into a couple of players. It's great to be back, says Benny. Howard loves the physical stuff at any time. Oh, and in they go. And a lot of pushing and shoving, and the umpire just says, look, I'll throw it up. Hudson taps it down. Sikalella didn't have his eyes on the ball. Howard will take the free kick.
Neil, 10 minutes into the opening quarter, North have cleared their bench. All their boys that started there on the ground.
Howard short. 6-1 inside 50 against North Adelaide. So this should be, through Coops, just their second forward 50 entry for the quarter. We've played 10.5 minutes. Coops goes long, just looking for a mark. 20, 30 metres out from goal. Ball to ground, players crowd in, we'll get another ball up.
Andrew Jarman's gone extremely tall up forward with Alloway, Gill, and a number of other tools up there. Really lacking a crummer. You've a lot expected. They don't take the mark in their forward line.
Brugolo taking a break. Here's Ian Perry, his first touch. The forwards for North Adelaide denied the football so far, the dominance of the Eagles. McKenzie should have won a free kick. Wasn't there, according to the umpire. Gill foxed it out. Laddams from right on 50. He's dangerous. Sets it up for goal. It draws it back. It's taken them 11 minutes to get there first, but it was worth the wait from Chris Laddams.
He's a classy individual in there. You can see there, he just summed that up beautifully. Received the handball from Gill. There's a great matchup, McKenzie and Gill. Looking forward to that for the rest of the day. Worked hard then, McGill, and just didn't panic with a footy. Laddams got around Pedler. and just shows all his class and all his skill to finish off a very much needed goal, just to get some momentum back for the Roosters.
Well, as we talked about, it's a perfect day for football, and it's really being turned on by the Eagles in North Adelaide. 5 goals straight for the Eagles, 1 goal straight for North Adelaide. And this ball will be thrown straight in the air again by Richard Williams. Lindsay got the better of it. Knights was taken away from the ball. Riswick tried to use his pace, tapped it out in front. He had some support, but it was brilliantly taken away from him by Simmons. Now they work it to Jared, down to half forward. Skipworth on the lead, should have taken it. Campbell takes it away from him, tries to use his pace. Handball into open territory. Can they spring it North Adelaide? They're having trouble with the ball. Sikalala comes in, but it will be a free kick. It'll go back to Walker. Just plodding over this ball. Lindsay was intent just to knock him astray. Now Walker looks down to half forward. Alloway gives him the lead. That's the direction of the ball. Good grab by Alloway. Didn't pull it in and succeed in holding onto it, though. And again, it's Knights away for the Eagles. Long and direct. Skipworth should run onto it. Should be another goal. And it is for the Eagles. Well, Skipworth has 3 for the quarter, and the Eagles now have 6 straight.
Got no doubting Matty Campbell's down there to produce run out of defence and really run and carry the footy, but at the moment Hayden Skipworth is just too smart. Won an important ball to Joe Pedler at half-back. Knights just kicked along, looking for his Crows teammate. Skipworth just created space over the back, ran in, kicked a simple goal. Look, he's causing problems. Andrew Jarman needs to have a look at that matchup.
He also needs to try and get on top in the midfield. The accountability is just not there at the moment. The Eagles are punching that ball in with authority. Skipworth could have taken a mark a minute ago and probably had another shot for goal, so he's had plenty of it. 6 goals straight to 1 straight. Amazing kicking in this game. We've kicked into 13 and a half minutes. Not a behind. Hudson and Lindsay, both left footers, both left-hand palmers, so that'll be interesting. Don't see that very often in football. The umpire comes in and calls for it again.
It's been an amazing efficiency ratio by the Eagles. Inside 57 times, 6 goals.
And Campbell may have just been moved just this moment. Coulter from the pack. Bamford hasn't had a start of the game on the bench. Oh, there's a poleaxing, if you'd like one. Stephen Coots with a solid hip and shoulder, and that's revved them up again, Andrew.
Yeah, exactly what you expect. But don't underestimate Dean Howard. You've got this great hit. There's Coots, free kick to Colville, no, free kick to Lindsay. Don't underestimate Dean Howard's influence on this game. He was the one that's been able to turn this around and get them back into this game.
Here's Brokey from 47, draws it back and hits the post for the first minor score of this match. He was a fingernail away from goal number 7 straight for the Eagles.
Having said that, though, North Adelaide, important that they maintain their pressure on the Eagles, but also maintain their attack on the football. It's all right to attack the body at times, but you need to still attack the footy. So when it's your time to put your head over it, you've got to go.
Gatto with a kick in. Goes long. Walker couldn't take it. McIntyre at the back did well. Now off to the pace, and he's got plenty of room to move Bamford down to half forward for Uni. Slid into the ball, took a nice mark. Now all that tall timber in front of him. He sits it up. Punch to the front. Riswick couldn't take it. Nicely done by Colville and Sigalella. The veterans work together. They get it to Shattuck. Shattuck just boots it to the wing. Ivans at the back should punch. He does nicely. Down to Coots. Breaks the tackle. He's away. Can go short, but he goes wide as well to Uni. Can square it up immediately. Does so to Hudson. On to Ivans. Approaching 50. Goes long, direct. And will it carry? It carries through for the minor score. It's rushed through in the end by McKenzie.
Hudson does become important because Lindsay's dropping back to help out his defenders. He needs to make himself dangerous across half forward so he can be a release player, and so he can kick over the top of Lindsay, who's playing the back play.
A few changes happening. Go to mark in a moment. Treby from half back finds Passador, who surprisingly has spent most of this game right up the ground. That's opened up the forward line of the Eagles. Wobbly old kick. It just clean balls everywhere. Where's Skipworth? McIntyre needs to be assured. Skipworth gets him, and McIntyre concedes a rush behind. The second rush behind we've had in a couple of minutes.
Good foot skills out of the back half by the Eagles. Hit every target as they're going forward. Passador probably just didn't favour Skipworth then with his kick.
North bringing the ball in quickly. Campbell, who's been under intense pressure from Skipworth. That matchup excellent for the Eagles. Riswick on centre wing, pursued by Jarrett. He's got pace, so's Jarrett. Shuts him down brilliantly. Now Ivans, I think he may have wanted the boundary line there. And Skipworth, or rather, it was Inkster, went back to Riswick. Boy, there's a little bit of feeling between these two sides, and there should be. 1 and 2 on the ladder. Jacobs and Hudson, who follows up on the ground. Brilliant hand pass. Now back to Ivans. Ivans down centre wing. 2 on 1. Perry gets it. Oh, we hit Jarrett in the back, according to the umpire. So Jarrett will take the free kick out of Williamstown. Decided to come across to the SANFL. Drops it in short. Chris Knights looks up. Deep in the square was Lindsay, comes hard, knocks it to the front. Gatto was there, McIntyre supporting, takes his time, then goes over the top, back to Gatto, then in turn to Coops, off his right leg to half forward. Alloway showing good pace and agility for the big man that he is. 1-2 with Laddams was brilliant. Alloway straightens up and goes long towards the forward pocket, and oh, what a mark! Mackenzie, I should say, how did he pull that one off? He'll be asked to go back and take his kick. Wait on it. Richard Williams will bring it back. He'll set him on his mark. That's pedantic for you.
Just another piece of overdoing it from umpire Williams. Big Sammy's on. Jacobs, that is. Uses Inkster. Inkster still at half back. Eagles with all the momentum in this game so far. Jarrett squeezed the kick, not his best, looking for Skipworth. Why wouldn't you go through Skipworth? Everything he's touched has turned to gold. His kick, looking at Passador at the back. Can't take the mark. Groggy and Ivans. Ivans did all right. It flicks back to Passador. Passador, shot on goal is narrow. 4 behind. Still yet another inside 50. That's 12-5. Amazing stuff. There's Rugula, who came off the ground around about 5 or 6 minutes ago.
(6-3 to 1-1). After that perfect start, the last 3 scoring shots for the Eagles have been points. Uni couldn't take it. Passador quickly to Colville. Inkster in support there, waiting for the hand pass. Skipworth fed it out to Passador. Off a step, astray again.
Turnover kickouts can really hurt you. North Adelaide had control of the footy and turned it over, and Eagles, as is their zone, have numbers back inside. Just lucky they weren't clean enough. Gavin Colville and McKenzie got up, collect that clean. Certainly would have been another goal to the Eagles.
A couple of behinds to Mark Passador, originally from Springvale in Victoria. Campbell back doing the kicking out. And doesn't have anyone short, and decides to drive it long to the Hudson-Jacobs clash, and Hudson takes a lovely one-hander. We know he's got talent, Ben Hudson. Jacobs holding on to him. Umpire said that was legal, taken by Ivans, who's got Walker in a bit of space with a player on the overlap in Gatto. He wants to use him, decides to just delay it and give it to him now. The old 1-2. Goes back to him. He kicks inside 50. Hargraves pushed in the back. Salter was the man with him. Well done, Cicarella. Just stepped around a couple. It ends up with Inkster. He got it from Powell. Inkster goes to Knights. The kick's just a bit too fierce for him. Here's Passador. He's got to give it off. He'll give it to Inkster. Now Inkster gets around Hudson okay. There's a free kick back on play. Neil, you spotted it.
Hargraves' abuse. That's why the free kick will go to the Eagles. He wasn't happy at Salter's approach to the back of his head. So he abused the umpire, who immediately relayed a free kick.
Ridiculous piece of work by Hargraves. The kick is not good. Schubert. In comes Passador. Schubert's got him. Passador tries to get rid of it. The umpire says he didn't have prior opportunity and we'll have a ball up. Right forward pocket.
You've got to ask the question, are the Eagles are away then? Stop the play, enables North Adelaide to get back in numbers. How did that advantage the Eagles?
Well, the game's pretty hot at the moment, so the umpire's under just as much pressure as the players, as Hargraves looks like he's making his way to the bench, and I reckon a nice vest and a nice bucket over the top of the head sodas.
Yeah, I think Giles will certainly have something to say about the big full forward. It's a big job for Salter too. He made his debut only a few weeks ago against Sturt. He's a young fella, and he's taken on Hargraves, the medalist, the farmer medalist. So doing well so far to have Hargraves removed.
Dangerous decision by North to square the ball across the goals in defence. Westbrook was brilliant, found Brokey. And that was good work by Westbrook and Skipworth out there, putting the pressure on Matt Campbell.
Yes, if you're going to switch a play across the back line, really needs to be on, and especially late in a quarter, you're under pressure. They call it tempo footy these days. Keep control of the footy, then you can regroup at quarter time.
33 points the margin. It's a long way back for North Adelaide, even at that margin.
They are very capable, though.
Here comes Brokey, stuttering approach. May have snuck it in. No, he hasn't. The big con job coming there from Paul Lindsay in the goal square.
And these points they're kicking now do become important. They have really had a chance to put nearly this game away and have an 8 or a 9 goal lead. They haven't been able to make the most of it. At some stage in this game, North Adelaide will get control of their footy, and with their forward line, they are capable of quick goals very quickly.
Mark, tell us about the breeze out there.
Well, Michael, it's look, it's pretty gentle. It was blowing across the ground away from this side, so it certainly won't favour either side. It's just the Eagles have been on top, no doubt about that. North just not getting a look until about now.
Bamford from the wing finds Perry for his first real clean possession. Perry's got Howard. Howard runs to centre half forward, drills a pass. No one can take the mark. Brilliant spoil by the Eagles. Oh, Mackenzie's caught with a football. It's falls to Sikalala, and he's dispossessed. That was a hot football, tough decision, and it goes against the Eagles. It'll go to Coops.
Oh, it's a tough decision, that, isn't it? Oh, there's almost a hint of a handball there.
To say that General Hargraves had an effect on Gary Fielder, the umpire.
Oh, you'd hope not. Stephen Coops, the start of the game on the bench, has been playing in a key position down back. The former Fremantle Docker. From 40 metres, kicks a lovely goal. And it's amazing what can happen in football. It can turn around very quickly, but North need to get a wriggle on. They still trail by 28.
Yes, we'll look at this. There's a Joe Pedler handball inside. It's a great tackle, though, a very fierce tackle. Just don't know if he quite gets his hand to the foot. Let's have another look at that. I'd be willing to play that on if I was an umpire, I think. Probably a little bit stiff there, Mark Mackenzie.
Well, Coops has certainly been fair income in terms of the physical stakes for North Adelaide.
Him and Dean Howard have really responded to this intimidation by the Eagles.
Here's Howard in the middle, trying to break a tackle, slipped the hand past the Uni. Then back to McIntyre, under pressure, around the corner, turned it over, pass it off. Inkster says, go long, my son. And he does. And there's Lindsay, couldn't pull it in. Inkster on the road, got the call, Treby. Ivan's made a good tackle. That should be rewarded as well, and it is. Luke Ivans, take his time. This side of the ground, Bamford is free if they're willing to square it quickly. Opts to go in short. Schubert. Still, Bamford is by himself. And they've found him. Now it's on over the top. They can take it down this side of the ground with precision. So it's off to McIntyre. Gatto's run hard from defence. He'll take off. Down into the forward line looking for Laddams. Taken away from the ball, Brett White. Now Laddams, difficult angle. Decided, I thought, to square it, but did not hook it, obviously. Out of bounds on the full.
Good discipline by North Adelaide then. They actually left the space in front of the grandstand open. No forwards led into it. They were able to use that free player as they moved it down the ground.
Mackenzie with the free kick in the back pocket. What a game of football we've had so far. 8 goals in the first term. O'Hara and Jacobs. Ball flicks over the back, one for the speedsters. And Jacobs is not one of them, but Knights is. He's away. A bounce. Where will he go? He'll look for a mark from Lindsay. Skipworth there for the crown. There he is. Was he hurled? Goes off the ground. Skipworth and Campbell. Campbell did okay. Ivans with assistance. Goes for the boundary line, but only as far as Inkster. Inkster's just got to get a handle on the football. He's got Brokey Grokey in space. How's the kick? It's good. Grokey just working off his man in Schubert, and Inkster didn't blaze away with the right boot. Spotted up a teammate, and Grokey has another opportunity. He's kicked a couple of behinds so far, Adam Grokey. 26 goals for the year.
Both holding each other, Chris.
This is a relatively easy shot from there. He'd love to kick it against his old side. Listed by Port Adelaide a couple of years ago. Adam Grokey on the rookie list. Perfect day for football. That is just away to the left-hand side. 3 behinds, and Andrew Rogers spot on. They could have had this game well in hand.
Yeah, exactly. You can see Ron Phil a bit apprehensive. They have dominated the game, have worked really hard in this first quarter, probably haven't got quite the reward. Look, it's a handsome lead. Could be more, though.
Just a tad under 5 goals is the lead. They kicked 6 goals straight to start the match. And now they've kicked 6 behinds in a row. The Eagles, Gatto, chipping, Uni. Knights chasing, Uni plays on. Down to half forward, Perry. Chest mark for Perry, pushed over afterwards. Umpire said that was okay. And Perry straight back to his feet, inside 50. Not the greatest of kicks. Over the back, read by Colville brilliantly. On this side, he's got Treby free. Treby's going to be shut down. Knocked away by O'Hara. O'Hara, can he pick it up, the big man? That was asking a lot. They still end up with it. Brett White. White got the hand pass out. Howard ducked the head. Umpire said play on. Now it's back to White again. 2 in the goal square. And Brett White overcooked it. Wasn't aware that he had Gill and Perry standing there alone.
Sammy Jacobs coming off the ground for the Eagles. That means Rugolo on, so Lindsay will come out of full forward and go back into the ruck.
There's Big Sam. Been impressed with the way his career is going at the moment. Just only a youngster. Shattuck takes the mark. In the back pocket. 42 plays 14. 28 points. Shattuck as the Roosters just man up over the back. Well done, Pedler. Got it to Jared. To the smooth-running Knights. Knights a couple of bounces. Could have a couple more, but decides to load up, looking for that danger man in Skipworth. Just works Campbell out. Lovely tap to Rugolo, who kicked the first. He'll get his second. Oh, they're hot, the Eagles. They are white hot.
Let's not underestimate Chris Knights here. His ability to run the lines and carry the footy and to link up. There it is here in replay. You can see there 2 bounces, runs his 30 or 40 metres, just kicks it into a one-on-one contest. Skipworth, just smart play, didn't take possession. Rugolo, body strength, just too strong for Campbell. Finishes it off nicely, and now the Eagles open this lead up. Very dangerous time now for the Roosters.
And Andrew, one thing you'd love, Vinny Rugolo, as soon as he comes off the bench, he always makes an impact. Probably one of the best in the SANFL at doing that.
Eagles, statistically the most accurate side in the SANFL. 60% of their scores are goals. Certainly looked like they were very accurate for their first 6 straight, but since then, they kicked 1 goal 6. Now Skipworth for a chance for a couple in a couple of minutes. What an opening corner by Skipworth. He has 4 for the quarter.
Yeah, you've got to wonder about Andrew Jarman's blind faith in Campbell in persisting with him down on the back end in Skipworth. He's kicked 4 for the quarter. And just footy smarts, just work Campbell underneath the ball. Took his time, could have quite easily blazed away on his left foot there, turned the ball around the corner. There's that replay. That's just footy smarts there. Campbell just looked more a forward, more an opportunist. Once again, probably Gatto or even Ivans is the man to go to Skipworth.
9 possessions for Hayden Skipworth for his 4 goals. Tim Inkster's also had 9 possessions.
Will he make the move? Looks like Gatto's gone to him now, Mark.
Yes, that move being made, and I don't think they'll use Ivans because he's been in great touch at centre-half back. 104 possessions in his last 3 games for the Roosters, so Gatto, a good stopper, as we mentioned at the start, a very underrated player.
This is where the Eagles are killing them at the clearances. Knights, Skipworth, he could have 5 in the first quarter. Which way will it bounce? Oh, the day he's having, you would have thought it might have just gone on an Ashley Mallett off spin.
Just great coaching by Ron Fuller. Straight away that Knights has come off and he's changing with Skipworth. He's taken him straight to full forward. 1 out with Campbell, puts extra pressure back on Andrew Jarman.
North Adelaide, 31.5 minutes into the opening quarter. Pressure is on Lindsay. Comes to the front. It's his former running mate in O'Hara. Now there's nobody on the mark. Lindsay can play on. He kicks from bang on 50. It won't make the distance. That's almost a mark. That was a throw. It came out of there by Knights, who couldn't get control, so he threw it out. Richard Williams, the umpire on the spot there. So this is blessed relief for North Adelaide. In fact, I think the siren would be blessed relief for North Adelaide. Sean Gatto taking his time. Will just have to kick down the line to a pack situation, you would think. No, he goes short to Wintle. It's a good lead up from Wintle because there was so many Eagles players on this side of the ground crowding. And again, Laddams this time down from half forward. Laddams is a very long kick. He looks and Coulter goes short for him, and he decides instead spot up another one to Coops. Now it breaks. Wintle running on. Just gets away from Colville down to half forward. Alloway should take it. Gets the hand up. Pedler does well. Trying to release the ball. Umpire called play on. Howard used the palm off on Salter. On the siren. Kicks a goal. Brilliant finish for the Roosters. And at quarter time, they get one back. Let's have a look. It just snuck in there.
Yes, and didn't they need that to get a look at Dean Howard? Look, one of the players that really stood up to the intimidation when the Eagles put it to the Roosters early in the game. Vinny Regale coming off the half-wall flank, crashing in, all these number of Eagles players crashing in. Howard was one that stood up. Coops was another one. The Eagles have just really controlled the midfield. That's a difference in the game at the moment. Eagles inside 50 20 times. If they do that for the game, they're going to kick a club record here today. North Adelaide need to get some plays in the midfield to get their hands on the footy to get the momentum back into this game.
Yeah, 35 points the margin in favour of the Eagles. And let's go back to 1990. And if you remember then, it was the day of mergers. Woodville playing West Torrens, the last game for both clubs before they merged to become the Eagles. And that was way back, 1990. Woodville, of course, founded in 1964. Torrens a little bit older than that. Let's have a look at the action from the Adelaide Oval back on that day in 1990. So 1990 was that last game. 1993 was the premiership for the Eagles, and this afternoon they are celebrating their heritage the Woodville team from 1964, the first team, all the players from the first team were out there today, and also the 1946 Woodville players from the amateur side that turned out in 1946. So they do have quite a history, the old Woodpeckers.
They certainly do. They date back from the 1860s, would you believe? And a story is that Nord were actually formed out of a breakaway Woodville team. So it's interesting times.
Yes, that takes us way back. Well, we mentioned that 1964 and 1964 jumper being used this afternoon. Fred Hench is joining us. He was a ruckman, played 100 games in the early days for Woodville, started in 1964. And Fred, your memories back to that first season, what are they like?
Well, it was very tense, I would say, going out there to play against North Adelaide at Prospect Oval at that particular stage. The nerves were high in the team at that stage. We didn't know what to expect. We didn't know how fast it was going to be. The coach, Harold McDonald, has told us that you're going to have to live on your nerves and you're going to have to watch what happens around you. And that's all we could do. We didn't have the flicks to really control North Adelaide at that time. We didn't know what to do. And as a result, we were beaten by 39 points. But at least it stood us in good stead for the rest of the year.
Well, as they say, you've got to start somewhere. So you played in the amateur side as it was before 1964?
In the second 18s, as it was at that particular stage. I played 2 seasons in there. And then when we started in 64, we went into the league side, and most of the players moved up from the second 18s into the league side.
Now, my history of SANFL football is reasonably good, but that first season escapes me in terms of how Woodville finished up. But obviously, early on for both Woodville and Central District, who started in 1964 in the league competition, it was very difficult.
Well, it was very difficult because the finesse was there with the opposition teams all the time that we hadn't encountered before in the second 18s. I think that year we won 3 matches, and they're probably all against Central Districts, I would imagine. But as we accepted what was happening within the team and the league, so our finesse became a little bit better. Mainly, it was the delivery of the ball and the tenaciousness of the players around us to try to win that hard ball to get it through the goals.
And Fred, Bob Simonson is much revered down here at Woodville Oval. How good a player was he?
Well, as Bob said today at the luncheon, if he'd gone to any other team, he would have been a Magarey medalist without any doubt. As it was with Woodville, we were always struggling, so he never got the plaudits and the acclamations that he deserved, as far as I'm concerned, because the other players in the opposition teams were just too good, and they shone out, especially in attack.
Well, Fred, thanks for your time. Thanks for the memories. I'm sure you'll enjoy the rest of the day, particularly if the Eagles continue on the way they are.
Thank you very much indeed.
Okay, across to Sodas now. And Sodas, what's the story from the huddles?
Well, what a difference a week makes for the Eagles. Last week, they only had 280 touches compared to South Adelaide's 389. They were eclipsed, but this term, they've just come out and blasted the Roosters off the pitch. Luke Norman spoke to the forwards. He said, maintain the discipline, keep it open. We want to isolate Hayden Skipworth out on his own there and just capitalise on the start. He's had 4 goals in the first term. Neil Craig, take a look at that.
Well, we're going to take a look at our tipping winner just very quickly. Wayne McRae of Adelaide, congratulations. He wins for round 18. abc.net.au/SA footy. Get online and get your tips in, and you too could be a winner. Let's go with the second quarter. Fascinating game. Here's Michael Maney.
Fascinating, all right. Let's see what unfolds in the second term. Can North Adelaide, the top side, serve it up to the second place side? Out of the centre, Jarrett's got to get away from a couple of Roosters and can't do so. And a ball up. Very important first 5 or 6 minutes of this term, particularly for North Adelaide. Just need to get that ball inside 50 and find one of those tall forwards that really haven't been able to do the business. Taken by Simmons. Kick off the instep, and the mark has been taken by Sean Gatto, who's probably one of their better players in the first term, mainly because that ball was down in the back line. Taken by Uni to Howard. Howard getting back, eyes on the football, couldn't quite complete the mark. Plenty of courage though. Pedler, Jared, just uses Mackenzie. Mackenzie's got Powell in a ton of space out of side wing. Campbell is about to run him down. He can't get to him. The kick down the line. Just astray, taken by Schubert. Schubert's got Ivans, who's got some work to do to get away from Rugolo. The ball just slipping around in his hands. Brett White got it back to Ivans. Ivans looking for Gill. We haven't called Nick Gill. In goes Perry. Well done by Pedler, who got it to Winkster, who then got it to Sikalala, who finds Shattuck. at half-back. Eagles still chipping, running the ball around. Sikalala just looking for someone in space, and Fiachi has found some at half-back. Peter Fiachi looks for Lindsay in the contest. Hudson also there. The punch came from behind. Bamford. McIntyre turned it over a couple of times in that first term. To Hudson, back to McIntyre. There's another turnover. Under not too much pressure, and the young man didn't find the target.
It's also the Eagles' body. Sorry, Moggy, it's also the Eagles' body pressure, but also perceived pressure. Now the North Adelaide under pressure. Their youngsters suddenly start panicking with the football.
Inkster comes away from the stop play. Inside 50, low and hard. Skipworth got away again, this time from Gatto. So Gatto's gone to Skipworth now. I wonder about that matchup as well, Moggy.
Amazing stat for the first quarter, Neil. Even though Eagles led by 35 points, they only had 3 more possessions, 77 to North 74.
Well, they have that, mentioned they have that smallest kick to handball ratio in the league, the most accurate side in the competition. Here's Hayden Skipworth already with 4 against his name. And the little man stabs at that, won't get the distance. Oh, and he's got a free kick and or mark to Inkster. Well, it could be a day out for the Eagles this afternoon. Grokey taking exception to that high mark, or high take at least, on Inkster.
Got to be smart here, the Eagles. They've got control of the football now. You don't give it away. Here's McIntyre's. It's not too much in that. He's just got him high in a marking contest. Good play by Inkster, though. Kick drop short, be in front.
Tell you what, there's still a bit of chat on as the kick comes in, and it is a goal for Inkster. And at the end of the day, all that matters is the score on the board, and the Eagles are putting a score on the board.
It's always going to be important, the first goal of the second quarter, to see whether North Adelaide could get back into this game. And fortunately for them, Tim Inkster in front. Well, good forward should be, finishes off nicely. The Eagles get the first goal. Now the next goal becomes crucial. If North Adelaide can't get this, in all sorts of trouble. There's Mark Passador just letting Josh Calder know, bring it on, mate, because we've got you covered so far.
Oh, can turn around pretty quick. 41 points the difference in favour of the Eagles. Here's that man Inkster. Did he try and do too much? The umpire said he popped one high. Umpire Richard Williams from a long, long way away, not the officiating umpire there, and then made the call from about 45 metres. Took it away from umpire Feeler. Inkster got it to Shattuck. The Eagles will pump it forward inside 50. 22nd time they've gone inside 50. And there's Mark Passador showing a clean pair of heels.
Just an outstanding kick, though, it was realistically. Passador just pointed to the space. The Eagles left that side open. Not too much that Calder could do about it. Here's his kick out in front. Pointers to the space. He's already just got 2 or 3 metres. Beautifully weighted kick.
Mark Passador, couple of behinds, 64 goals for the season. He just kicked another behind. 3 behinds to Passador, 3 behinds to Grokey. Oh boy, they could have had 15 goals.
Michael, it might be just worth keeping an eye on Timmy Inkster. He's got his right knee taped, just some tape under there supporting the patella, and he is limping, so he looks like he's in a fair bit of trouble at the moment, so we'll keep an eye on him.
Seen Inkster limp before in that situation and still play out the match pretty well, so it'll be fascinating just to know exactly how bad it is. Here's Jarrett. Shows good skills on the right side. Ball comes to ground. Uni clears it for North Adelaide. Now Schubert. They really want some run. They're struggling to find it, but finally it breaks free. Ryswick is quick. Tries to kick with the outside of his foot, and all he succeeds is doing is getting it to Sikalella, who intercepts. Down the chain, it can go to Simmons and or Knights. Just inside the centre square. Knights drops it in short. Powell. They've got the runners, the Eagles. Jarrett down to half forward. That was more of a kick under pressure, I thought. He didn't do the best job of delivery. Westbrook made it look pretty good. Westbrook looks around, now he's caught. Put it to ground. Umpire said it was holding the ball. So Gatto will come in and take the free kick. It's a good day for cricket. Slips Kench in the dive. Powell couldn't take it. Obviously holding the ball decision. And the ball, meanwhile, has gone out of bounds.
Good play by Sean Gatto. Didn't get sucked in, just corralled his player up, watched his hips. So able to get rewarded with a free kick.
The Eagles with the early goal at the 3-minute mark through Tim Inkster. Uni can't get through. Umpire Richard Williams is having a field day out there at the moment with blowing that whistle. He just loves it, doesn't he?
Seems to.
Uni got it to Riswick. Let's see what the kick will be like this time from the former Brisbane Lion. It's a little bit better to Bamford. Haven't called Scotty Bamford too much. He's on the wing. Just chips it to Ivans. Ivans looks for Hargraves, who puts his hand up in the air, and Salter just left it open for him, just kicked it to the top of his head, and he belted it out of bounds.
Has been disappointing for the Roosters. Their foot skills, we saw them play Port Adelaide at the Albert, and they were exemplary. The best I've seen in the SANFL this year. Today, just haven't hit targets.
Here's Campbell and Howard. Kick smothered. Sikalella uses Inkster. He's caught. It's the way the umpire said he's got a high one. How many free kicks in this game? About 21 so far total. Amazing stuff. Inkster uses Salter. Will go to the outer side to find Shattuck in second gear. Oh, that's an ugly kick, and Wintle standing flat-footed was Colville. Wintle running around. Umpire called play on. Half-distance kick to Laddams. He can probably nail it from here, Laddams. Long thumping kick has hit the post. Oh, anywhere from 55, Chris Laddams. He'll get you.
I reckon Daniel Hargraves, though, gave away the free kick early in the game, just gave away another free kick then. Nick Solder was able to run off him. As a senior player, he now needs to stand up.
Eagles into the far side. Lindsay palmed it down. Shattuck gave the hand pass out. Riswick intercepted. Brilliant hand pass forward for Gill. Haven't seen much of Nick Gill. Capable of anything. That time only capable of a minor score.
First kick for Gill.
It's been a good matchup for McKenzie on Gill, but look, they haven't controlled the midfield, hadn't had enough of it. So hence Gill hasn't had an effect on this game.
Shattuck from half-back, 62 plays 21. Just wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't have been here to see it, that the Eagles getting out of the block so quickly, and the top side, North Adelaide, been made to look second-rate. Well, they still look second-rate.
In 2 losses this year, when teams have put them under real finals-type pressure in Central Districts and the Eagles, have succumbed to 13-goal losses. So they just, you know, this is a real learning curve for them with some real body pressure, finals-type footy.
Riswick's high kick. And that's a good mark to Hargraves in front of Salter. Worked his way into the contest, and that's what Daniel Hargraves needs to do. Let the yapping go to the crowd and concentrate on the footy, and he does it so well.
As a senior player, that's what you're right. He needs to stand up to help these youngsters out, to give them some confidence that when they do go forward, he's going to give an honest contest. Just protected where the ball was going to land now. Now, Nick Solder needs to learn now that Hargraves is a body player. He's going to protect where the ball is going to stand. He's not a quick lead. He's not a high marking player. So you can afford, you have to change the way you play on him.
It was North's first mark inside 50. The Eagles have taken 7.
Interesting stat that. Daniel Hargraves, 21-14 before today. Former Ken Farmer medalist. Spears the ball through for a goal. Well, it's back to 34 points, and in today's football, Andrew Rogers, 34 points takes about 15 minutes.
Yes, especially if they can get some control of the midfield. As I said, they've got the Hargraves, the Gills. They've got a number of players up there who are quickly able to take some marks and turn it around really quickly, and they are the highest scoring team in the competition. So you cannot write off this North Adelaide team.
Andrew Jarman just working on his forward structure now. He started top heavy. Alloway, Perry, Hargraves and Gill were all up forward. Alloway's now found his way on the bench, so they're just going with the 3 bigs up there in Perry, Gill and Hargraves.
Talked about ascendance in the midfield. 7-1 the centre breaks in favour of the Eagles at the moment. And now we'll get the ball recalled once it finishes with Brett White's head.
Interestingly, they lead the hit-outs 9-5 North Adelaide. So the Eagles getting great benefit out of centre break.
Just hunting the ball. And they've done it again. No, falls to Riswick. Got first kick. Jarrett will take the mark. And again, the break will come to the Eagles. Jarrett down to half forward. Well done by McIntyre. Beat Westbrook for pace. Gathered by Laddams. Thought he got one high. Play on still. Clever from Ivans. Pulled the kick. Looked towards the wing. Bit of space for Bamford. Down to half forward. Angle was cut off on Howard. Cleverly done by Simmons. Howard spilling the ball across the line.
Just started to get some contested footy. See, they're starting to win a few around the pack. The Eagles just need to assume their ascendancy there again. But North Adelaide just to continue on.
Sikalella threw their head back like he got one close. Maybe suggesting that to the umpire, Gary Feeler, coming in there. Calling for the bounce. Lindsay and O'Hara do their little dance, and neither able to get an effective tap out and get another ball up 70 metres from goal. North Adelaide goal. 5 the margin in favour of the Eagles. Over the top, Laddams. Jarrett took it nicely. Didn't want contested possession through a mark, so he kept it low. And the tell sign from Skipworth there. I think the boundary umpire was a little uncertain whether that ball had gone over the line with all the sand as well as the whitewash on the ground as Knights comes off the ground, taking advantage of the ball being in there and close.
Good play by Bamford, one of the slightest players on the ground. It was his turn to go then. He just put his body on the line. Vinarigalo's been a real intimidator today. Just nailed him with a tackle.
Tackling's been a feature. Rigolo. Sikalella, smart kick. Mopped up by Bamford to Ivans, who just gave it a bit of hang time, and the wind just blew it out of bounds on the full. Gavin Colville, the skipper, to take the free kick. Ivans has been getting his hands on the footy, but hasn't been able to run too far forward as the big man takes a spell down there, Sobel.
Yeah, Vic Paul Lindsay just having a little bit of a break there. Sammy Jacobs back onto the ground. He, of course, represented South Australia in the under-18s earlier this season and did a pretty good job.
Luke Jarrett to half forward. Brett White's got this one and just nails it to the boundary line.
Not the same fluency in the Eagles as we saw earlier in the game. The Roosters have upped the ante and certainly are starting to get some contested footy, but the Eagles, all of a sudden, their run has dried up. Start to wonder, a bit hotter, 6-day break. Game far from over.
It's never over. Here's Skipworth. Oh, getting him was Schubert. How did he get rid of that umpire? Free kick will go to North for high tackle. And it looks like it's going to Coots. Interesting.
Yes.
Mark McKenzie got pinned for something not quite as bad as that in the first term. Laddams just sells the dummy on the outer side and then kicks beautifully and finds Riswick outer side wing. North Adelaide just look a little bit better. Just need a goal or two. Over the top. Laddams, who kept running, will kick it inside 50, looking for Hargraves. Hargraves got to do some work below his knees. Not too bad. Salter went into his back, no free kick. Jared just used the Archie, good bit of play to find Jacobs. Jacobs won't run with it. He'll give it off to Powell. Powell's wobbly old kick, looking for Grokey. Grokey did well to get back into the contest and grab the footy. Well played, Adam Grokey. He kicks it long inside 50. Skipworth, the danger man there. In goes Coulter. Oh, free kick. Umpire Williams once again. Free kick went to Walker, goes to Ivans. Ivans has got Riswick. He's got a paddock in front of him, Riswick. No one coming to him at the moment. Riswick goes in short to Bamford. Bamford takes off. Colville on the chase. Bamford kicks, looking for a mark. Perry's there, using his body. Pedler at the back, taken by Laddams. He wants a left boot. We know he can kick mercurial goals. He decides to kick to Perry. Perry couldn't take the mark. Falls over. Pedler goes in. How will the umpire see it? He says, give it to me. I'll have a bounce. Ian Perry just not the touch you would expect in about his third game back from a long layoff with injury.
Ball down. And somewhere there was a boot in there. It was an eagle. The minor score rushed through.
Just getting enough of the footy at the moment, North Adelaide. Eagles starting to turn over a little bit more. They can just get the next goal, brings them right back into this game.
There's a chance for Campbell again. Another free kick. The umpires have gone ballistic here this afternoon, pulling up free kicks. It's just been one of those days, though. There's been a bit of feeling in this match, and Campbell's got a free kick right on the edge of 50. And I wouldn't imagine Matty Campbell could get the distance from there. He'll probably kick it to the point of the square. That's where it goes, in the square. Ball not through. No, Hudson. Oh, that's terrific work. Hudson stepped a lovely goal. Oh, isn't he happy? Welcome back to SANFL footy, Ben Hudson. And a crucial test for his goal kicking, but also a crucial test on the twist for that knee.
One of his great techniques before he did his knee was his ability to compete, but also when the ball hit the ground, he was actively involved all the time and continued to hunt the footy. And that's just tremendous athleticism there. You can see they're starting to fire up the Roosters. As I said, next goal was crucial. Now gets down to a margin that is containable now. Next goal becomes critical now. If North Adelaide can get this one, get 2 or 3 before half-time, the margin comes back into 2 or 3 goals, and they're right back in this game.
9-8 to 5-5. 27 the margin at the moment. Uni couldn't take it away. Puts the pressure on. Jacobs, brilliant stuff by the big man. And at half forward, it's marked cleverly by Coops. Gave it off quickly. Jared comes in and got a little bit of a shove there too from Bamford. Nothing in it, said the umpire. Interesting postscript here, just a little shove. Just to put him into the bench. Howard, strong over the ball. Didn't think that was taken in by the North Adelaide player at the bottom of the pack in Ryswick. That was the way the umpire saw it. It wasn't Ryswick anyway. It was Walker who eventually emerged. Hudson, lovely tap. Howard was desperate, perhaps grabbed an ankle. Umpire letting it go. Squeezes out Rugolo. Gave it to Inkster, pulled the ground, gave to Colville. Now Simmons back behind play. There is a Eagles player in trouble, and a big fly and a 2-grab mark by Skipworth. Wants to go back quickly, gave it to Powell. Powell off the left foot, just drops it in short into space. Picked up by Passador and crunched by Schubert. And he will get the free kick. Boy, oh boy, he was waiting for that. Just a hammer. Passador.
It's hot in the kitchen at the moment, isn't it?
Notice just there in the background, Peter Fiacci in the hands of a trainer. He was the player behind play that looked a bit sick and worse for wear from being in that kitchen that Andrew mentioned. At the centre wing, Treaty takes it over the line. And there's Fiacci going to the bench.
Keep that pressure, North.
How far did Cooper run?
15 metres exactly.
Well, he might have taken 1 or 2 steps. There's actually 1 or 2 steps too many. Howard is busting his gut at the moment. So this man Winsell, the skipper. Sikalella got a kind bounce. He's being corralled by a couple. High ball. Powell with courage. That is courage for Powell. He kicks to half forward. Skipworth slipping and sliding. Gatto with him. He has the tough job on Skipworth at the moment. And Sam Fairclough in there.
This is just great courage by Powell. Just didn't take his eye for footy. Ryswick, I don't think you're going to see that again.
No. Quickly move on from that, I'd say. Hudson down beautifully to Uni. Howard has got Coops. Coops under pressure, got it to Schubert. Handball over the top to Ivans, about to be nailed. Long kick by Ivans. They need a mark. Laddams is there. Just worked Sikalella out of the contest. Tried to knock it forward, Sikalella. Terrific play below his knees. Wonderful tap out to Pedler. Pedler can't get past Bamford, but shrugs him off in the end. Handball away to Jacobs with a delicate little chip to Inkster. Inkster on his non-preferred right boot. Fairclough was the inside the line of play. He wasn't out of bounds on the full. Free kick will go to Ivans.
Ivans can square it. He does. Dangerous. Hudson stands tall, takes the mark in front of his Crows teammate Skipworth. Hudson has a short one on, decides to use it up. It's Coulter, the reserves McGarry medalist, gave it off to Ivans. Down to half forward, sat it up, Jared with the punch. Now he gets the ball on the ground. Coots diving in over the top. Just smothering and killing the ball.
Ron Fuller has got a problem in that Ben Hudson is really dominating Sam Jacobs around the hit-outs around the ground, and it's giving North Adelaide first use of it.
He's got another chance at Jacobs this time.
Good call.
Beautiful palm down. It's always going to happen, Andrew, let's face it. Shattuck would be disappointed with the kick. Wintle followed up, got one high. Richard Williams again. Now it's off to Riswick and he's off to the races. Inside 50. Accuracy. No. Astray.
What he's renowned for, in Riswick, able to run and carry the footy and his kicking skills. So an opportunity, just like the Eagles burnt some opportunities late in the first quarter. North Adelaide enjoying good patch at the moment. Really need to just finish off. We can look at Peter Fiarchi. It's a little bit worthwhile there.
Andrew, he's just spent some time with the doctor there. He's got a big egg on his forehead there on the left-hand side. He's gone through all the tests with the doctor, just checking with concussion, and the medical staff seem pretty happy that he is okay.
Mackenzie's kick to the wing. In goes Gill. Really trying to fight his way out of that, Nick Gill. Well, the sting's gone out of it to a point, and there's that ice on the noggin. I'm not too happy about it either.
The ice would do your headache very good, wouldn't it?
Oh, on a day like the day, it's about 20 degrees. Might be all right.
Might give you like the ice cream headache.
Oh, yes. In goes Coots. And it plays around the football. Colville. In goes Knights. Got it away to Inkster. Inkster have a couple of bounces if he likes. He'll drill it inside 50. Hope for a mark. Where's Skipworth? In the middle ball lap. At the back. Westbrook. Handball. What is he doing there? Looking for Passador. Is that a throw? Is that a throw? The umpire said no. It's fair enough. Umpire Williams said it's okay, Sean Gatto.
Clint Elway back on for the Roosters. Nick Gill coming off for a spell for the first time today.
Talked about a patch for North Adelaide. That's the first score for the Eagles since the 5-minute mark of the quarter. And in fact, in the quarter, they've only scored 3 minor scores. Riswick tried to play on quickly. Sicolella was awake to it. Trevy's got plenty of space, gets the bounce, takes his time. He can pick out Passador. No, he goes shorter than that. He goes to Rugolo. Is it? No, it's Fairclough. Inside 50. His kick is a goal. Well, punishment by number 32 for the Eagles for the mistake of number 32 for North Adelaide.
Yes, two mistakes there. Riswick, we just missed it there. Shane Schubert just overcommitted himself there. He really needed to to take a body or hit the footy. If you can't get to the marking contest, you've got to corral him up. You can't let him play on from that. Fairclough was able to run and carry the footage and finish with a goal. He would have been outside his kicking distance if Shane Schubert had held him up.
Sam Fairclough, his second goal this year. 1 goal 2 before this. Good running goal. 33 points the difference. Out of the centre. North need to reply quickly. They just don't look as if they can string 3 or 4 together, North, at the moment. The Eagles are the only side that look like they can do that. Riswick. Jarrett wants to drive him into just short of a length in the middle.
Hit-outs this quarter are 10-1 in favour of North. And Luke Ivans has had 11 possessions this quarter for 18 for the game. Tim Hicks has had 18 for the Eagles.
The big numbers there before half-time. Hudson working on the ground as he normally does. Poor bounce to Perry. Also Pedler. Shattuck, with all his experience, just weaved around and short to Sicolella, who runs from half-back and thought about a long kick, then got caught in between, and the kick was horrible. He decides to make amends, comes in, off the ground, foot race on the outer side. They will go to ground. Uni there. Ball up. Well, a couple of goals each in this term. North Adelaide have been able to stop a lot of the bleeding from the first quarter. Haven't been able to punish the Eagles on the scoreboard. 29 inside 50s to 20 in favour of the Eagles. Hudson knocked it down beautifully to Howard, who emerged from that pack. Looks for Perry. Hargraves couldn't take the mark. Here's an opportunity for Alloway. Around the body. He sprayed it away to the right. They just need to make every post a winner. Alloway hasn't had much of it today. Spent a bit of time on the bench, as Mark Soderson mentioned.
Yes, just needs to make the most of his opportunity. Still probably finding his footy feet. Been injured a lot of the year. Hasn't played a lot of footy. Every game he gets under his belt, he's going to get better and better. And as you say, come finals time, not that you're going to get much drier weather, much better weather than today, but he's going to be important just for the structure of the Roosters.
32 points the margin as we get towards half-time. Eagles just, as we say now in modern footy, they're just playing tempo footy, just holding the ball up. Probably content, I would have thought, to go with this 32-point lead to the break. McKenzie, long and high and coming to meet it. Glokey, nicely done. Now he looks up, goes to half forward to Inkster on the lead. Couldn't get there, ball bouncing just in front of him over the boundary line. Somewhere between centre wing and half forward for the Eagles. Hudson will be met by Lindsay.
It's a better strength matchup than Jacobs.
Big Lindsay, I'd say that was negated anyway. It comes to Wintle. Wintle has Riswick beside him. He'll get the bounce. He'll take off. He's very quick. Colville tries to shut him down and puts enough pressure on for the fumble. Now it rolls to the back, and the Eagles through Salter can come away to Jared. Jared has 5 metres to gather the ball, and he gathers himself and goes to the left foot. Drops it in short for Inkster. This time he takes it. Walker comes in late. Crowd's not happy. Inkster was quite comfortable, really. Drops it in short. Knights, middle of the ground, he has a couple of options. Walker almost came across that mark there. Well done by Rugolo, because he was the player that Walker was chasing. Drops it in short as well. Passador on the lead. Well done by the Eagles. They're building. Westbrook won't get there. Over the back. Skipworth. Another one. What's the bounce like? No, a stray. Hayden Skipworth has 4 for the match thus far. 4 goals, that is. There's another minor score.
Yes, Looms is the X-Men up forward for the Eagles. They really haven't had much out of their marking forwards. Passador's been okay. He's the one that's been able to create the goals out of nothing.
Alloway working at half back to Ivans. Ivans looks to Perry, working a long way away from goal. Walker on a big turning circle to Brett White, who hasn't had much of it. Brett White running for him is Howard. Over the top, Riswick was in a bit of space, but Howard looks for Perry, just too far for him. Hargraves has got Riswick. Now we've seen him miss a couple. Oh, he kicks a real worm burner, but it comes off to Alloway. We're going to classify that as a pass, Andrew Rogers. We're going to say he was going for goal, but nonetheless, Alloway from point-blank range should kick their 3rd goal for the term.
And importantly, a late goal. As I said, they have done well in this quarter, North Adelaide, to arrest the momentum. Just need some scoreboard pressure back on the Eagles.
Alloway kicks the goal, his first of the afternoon, and it's back to pretty manageable margin at the moment.
Good play by Hargraves. Just got himself back into the game. There's a Riswick kick. Didn't actually spin, so I'd say he's having a shot at goal there.
Alloway came with big raps and also an ankle injury in the pre-season, which has kept him out for most of the SANFL season. He's returned in the last few weeks. Certainly a big frame and another option up forward for North Adelaide as they build towards the finals. 27 points the margin. Eagles have had the answers thus far. Knights, don't know if that was a hand pass, but they get the clearance from the centre again. At the back, Gatto went to ground. Umpire thought it was high, and that was the way he paid it. Skipworth will be peeled off Gatto. Quickly to Laddams. Siren stops the play, with North Adelaide looking to build and maybe try and get another goal, but they couldn't. And so at half-time, they do trail by that margin of 27 points. It's the Eagles, 10-10-70, North Adelaide, 6-7-43.
ABC2 is the place to catch all your netball action every Friday night. Experience all the drama and excitement of our premier netball competition live. It's the 10th anniversary of this highly regarded comp, and any number of teams are set to challenge for the title. Will the Melbourne Phoenix rule the court again this year, or will there be new champions crowned for this season? Catch Netball 2006 live Friday nights on ABC2.
Yes, Andrew, the major round starts in the netball on Friday night with our own Thunderbirds taking on the Swifts in Sydney, the Phoenix playing the Firebirds in Melbourne. So we look forward to that. We look forward to the second half here. And in the first half, the goal kickers look like this with Hayden Skipworth. He's had a day out at half forward in the forward pocket, roving through there with 4 goals. Vinny Rugolo with 2, and just all singles on the ledger on the right-hand side there for North Adelaide.
Yeah, let's look at the thing. Centre break still 9-1 in favour of the Eagles. That's the key statistic there. Just thought North Adelaide started to even that up late in that second quarter through Ben Hudson, able to get his hand on the footy. Look, they still control the game. It's feeling a bit hotter today, 20 degrees, 6-day break. Still a lot of footy to be played in this game.
6-day break, of course, for the Eagles. And so does, I mentioned the temperature. It's been hot in the kitchen.
It certainly has. There's been plenty of spite in the game, hasn't there? When we look at these two sides, they have been evenly matched this season. Round 1, it was the Roosters by 22 points. Round 9, the Eagles by 79 points. Today's game, there was a little bit of spite just in the start, and it continued on just simmering, I think, throughout this first half. It looks like things are about to explode. North working their way back into the side. Now, with Central District not looking as dominant as they have over the past few years, I think both these clubs can really sniff an opportunity to play off in a grand final, more importantly, win that premiership that has eluded the Eagles for the last 2 seasons here. So I would expect in this second half still plenty of action. It's going to be hot in the kitchen, as Andrew mentioned early on. Injury-wise, Peter Fiarchi, the only real problem for the Eagles. He copped that knock on the head in that second term. He's got a bit of an egg there, but not really too many problems. He's been ticked off okay to come back by the medical staff. And the Roosters, well, they're all clear in the change rooms, no problems injury-wise there.
Saw the players taking up position behind Sodas there on the bench. I'll quickly go through the scores from other grounds. Very interesting at Alberton, where Central District trail by 59 points at half-time. The South Norwood game, again, the top 5 up for grabs for both of those sides, and it's Norwood by 3 points at half-time. Sturt getting a hammering yet again. Glenelg this time taking their turn. 47 points is the margin at half-time at Unley. Moggy is very upset. Michael Maney is ready for the second half.
What a second half it could be, Neil. Third quarter about to start. Eagles by 27 points. In the ruck, former teammates O'Hara and Lindsay, and a free kick is coming back. No, it's not. The umpire's not happy with the bounce. So as you were, gentlemen, we'll start that again. O'Hara and Lindsay both miss it. Out of the centre, Inkster. Bouncing ball bouncing pretty high. Here's Skipworth. He loves this end of the ground. Does a little bit differently the first quarter when he missed, when he kicked everything. Hayden Skipworth just missing everything there. All those centre breaks once again. Very important. The Eagles have been outstanding. There's Jacobs and Fairclough on the bench. McIntyre with a footy for the Roosters. Big pack. Just clears that pack. No one wanted the football. Just allowed it to bounce. Treby wants that left boot. Just kicks in hope. Grokey. Eyes for the football. Nothing else. Peripheral vision. And Grokey will have a shot. And this will be a start that the Eagles will hope continues. This is a good mark, Andrew.
There's all sorts of courage in footy. There's one exactly there. Not knowing what's going on around and going back into some sort of pack. Never took his eye off the footy.
Adam Grokey just a 3 behind, so he'll like to fix that if he can. And his goal kicking woes continue. 4 behinds.
It's almost a little bit lazy there, Adam. He didn't really go back, had no purpose. Needs to go back during the week, go back, get a routine. I mean, 7 steps and then kick. Just something that's going to make him get into a routine, so when it comes to Saturday, he just goes through that routine and nails the goals.
28 points to margin, North Adelaide. I reckon they need to work on their kick-ins. That is not really the ideal way to bring it out, but they do succeed in the end. Get it to centre wing scrappily. McIntyre did well, but then gave up the ball. Rugolo below his knees is brilliant. Look at the players loose inside 50. Skipworth was aware. And he had Westbrook sitting by himself in the goal square. Still, he's got room if he picks this up. Can go around on the right leg and bring it on high and long and punch through. That was pretty well done by Coops in the end. And, gee, that was awkward, unfortunately, by Westbrook. If he'd handled the ball as cleanly as what Rugolo did to get it into that forward line, then another goal was on the offer.
Go back a step to Hayden Skipworth. If he hits his kick, it's a gimme goal. They're in the goal square there on their own, probably 30 metres in the clear.
Would have had this game stitched up just with a couple of straight kicks there, you would think. Howard taken the ground under a bit of pressure. Boundaries throw in. Some good work there by Gavin Colville, who has Ben Hudson on the bike along with Nick Gill. Those exercise bikes right in vogue. It's AFL level, and also flowing on to SANFL level. Inkster just cruising past was Jared. Jared just hooks the kick to the square. Westbrook does the discipline thing and knocks it down. Passador, here's danger. Passador around the body, goal. He's first. And to be happy about that, he's kicked 3 behinds. He's played a lot of football today up the ground to open that forward line up. Well, that's a good kick from Passador.
It's a differing role. Good discipline by Luke Jarrett. We'll just see here in replay a missed tackle. Just trying to pick up the North Adelaide player. There it is, Sean Gatto. Just got to nail that tackle there. Just a bit too easily through the Passador. Kicks the all-important goal of the third quarter. Has played a differing role today. Up the ground, moving around, just showing his versatility.
65 goals for the season, 46 last year. An indication, perhaps, of the efficiency of the Eagles outfit this season in front of goals. Powell out of the middle again. The Eagles go forward. They get it to half forward. Skipworth knocked it down nicely. Grokey in space. Chips it over the top. Passador runs on. Takes a nice mark. Almost turned himself inside out trying to get back to take the ball, but he did eventually. You've just turned on those jerseys. Not immediately recognisable as Woodville West Torrens. That's because this afternoon, that's the 1964 replica Woodville jumper that the Eagles are wearing this afternoon. Mark Passador for his second in a couple of minutes. Leans back, no problems. Eagles scoot away to a 41-point lead.
It's desperation times now for the Roosters after wresting some sort of control back in that second quarter. Centre breaks, just absolutely getting smashed in there. Hayden Skipworth just smart again. Taps the ball forward to Grokey. Look, just looked up, just pulled his kick at the last minute. Passador working his way into space. Turns around and got his kicking boot back on.
That's the difference, Andrew, isn't it? Use of the football inside 50 and just hit targets. North have got a lot of targets, but they just can't hit any. Back in the centre, it's out to 41 points. Ivan's about to run onto it. Here comes Passador again. Will pump it long. Looking for a mark, getting back is McIntyre. Couldn't take the mark, got it to ground, then overran the football. He may get a free kick over the shoulder. Umpire Williams says no, but the Eagles once again inside their 50 and kicking to right of screen. They've been incredibly impressive. A wonderful day in Adelaide today. Blue skies, perfect for football, perfect for anything you're doing on an afternoon. In goes O'Hara. Get the football away. 6 minutes gone and a couple of early goals, both of those to Passador for the Eagles, and there's that picturesque scene of a wonderful Woodville ground. Umpire Williams throwing it up, ball knocked away. McIntyre got a call from Coops. They've got to be clean. Coulter from half back will look to the long lead of Alloway, but the kick just dies, and Treeby.
Treeby's a left footer as well. Let's see how his kicking boot is. And that's how to give a short pass. Finds Passador, who will have to kick this 55. You doubt his distance So sets it up to the goal face, very close. Away to the right.
Again, the North Adelaide defence under immense pressure. As I said, North Adelaide just need to get that centre break a lot better. At the moment, Ihara's winning the taps on many occasions. They just can't seem to have that structure to know where to actually hit it so they get some value.
How quickly it goes to the wing, and that's a lovely mark by Riswick. Just back of the wing. Just uses Wintle, who's cruising from half-back. Wintle, the next kick, important. Bamford. Jared gets in. Bamford just knocks him off and dives in after it again, and it's locked up.
Yeah, good job, Luke. Jared pushed back into him hard, forced the spill, and wrapped him up.
Haven't been able to find the space inside 50 and find some targets. The ladder leaders, the Roosters, may not be after today. Wintle can't get through. The tackling of the Eagles, you just sensed that they were on right from the word go, Andrew, after that poor performance last week, being smashed by South. A lot of players around the football. Bamford to Laddams. Onto that left boot. A bounce. Just got around Knights all right. Kicks it inside 50. Over the back, Pedler. Just knocked it away. Colville attacked it. Terrific play. Simmons got it to Fiachi. Fiachi's kicked to half-back, finds Knights. He looks like he's working his way into some pretty reasonable nick, Chris Knights. Had that driver injury. And a free kick downfield. There's an indiscretion over there. I think it's going against the big man in Alloway.
Yeah, the move's been made. Alloway's been pushed back. Holder's gone to centre-half forward. Just trying to generate some run, just trying to mix it up a little bit.
They've been pretty undisciplined right from the word go, North Adelaide. The Eagles have been aggressive at the football. Laddams got a call from Gatto, who just dived forward, ducked their head, did everything wrong and never got a free. Taken by Walker. Walker's kick. Looking for Perry. Uni, who's had a few touches, not many. Perry, that's an interesting way to get rid of it. Bamford just got it back to Uni. Oh, they're under pressure. The Eagles' pressure was absolutely magnificent on show then. They would not give it away.
It's been exemplary today. We had a loose on replay. There's the Gavin Colville tackle. Good play by Heath Uni to get his arms free, and Powell just smothering the ball. Good learning curve here for the Roosters. This is what to expect come finals time.
Wintle taken to ground.
Neil, change been made by Andrew Jarman. Passador really get into the game, so he's taken Kingsley Walker off the bench. He's now got the job at centre-half back on a dangerous mark, Passador.
All the centre wings, Skipworth trying to turn Gatto around. Instead, the ball bouncing away over the boundary again. 42 points the margin in favour of the Eagles. They've had all the answers.
It's been interesting. Chris Laddams has been run with Justin Siglella all day, so just interesting. Two really classy players, both having influence on the game.
I don't know if they run so much, but here's Siglella just showing a bit of pace and skill. Gave it away to Colville. The two veterans combined to get it to Passador. Passador again has the option of either a very long kick at goal, and he fancies his chances. He's going to load up from 55. He'd have to carry it 60. Gets it to the goal square. Over the back. Minor score.
He's becoming active in the game, such as Marcus Passador's presence. He likes space to move around in. But just the kicking forward by the Eagles has been so much better than what North Adelaide has received. Sean Gatto looks in a bit of trouble there at fullback.
Quite know what happened to him there. Short by Laddams to Wintle. Laddams kept running. Gatto still in the hands of the trainers back off camera. Taken by Hudson, who gets it back to Laddams. North Adelaide looking to push forward. They're trying things. They won't come unstuck there. Poor bounce. David McKenzie. McKenzie's kick will be chopped off by Coops. Coops to Hudson, to Laddams, who just keeps running. Oh, that's a poor kick.
Danger.
Poor decision. Was looking for Wintle, went over his head. Knights just loses Wintle, cruises away. He's got Skipworth in a mile of space out on the outer side. Skipworth can't keep it in. And looks back at Chris Knights and says, come on, what about the kick?
Just it might be ribs here.
Not much flesh around the
kidney sort of area.
He's up and about at the moment. Hudson beautifully down to Wintle, to that man we spoke about, Gatto, chopped off. The smothering has been sensational. This man, Inkster, terrific. Just kicks it high. Passador and Walker. Ball just thumped away, rushed behind. To the Eagles, they continue to dominate this football game.
Adams and Sikalella have had 17 possessions each, only headed by Inkster with 23 and Ivans with 19.
2 goals, 5 for the quarter for the Eagles.
Sean Gatto just making his way to the bench now. He still looks very sore from that knock he had in the lower back. And Shane Schubert coming back on the ground.
Gatto caught a little bit unfortunate, or was unfortunately caught in the play a bit there. He wanted to come off the ground, and then the ball just was turned around and went back down into the defensive area for North Adelaide. You see there Steve Saunders, the physio, just a little bit of a consultation. Here's Laddams, got it to centre wing. Perry with a good battle with McKenzie. McKenzie won that one. Now Perry's got him. Gave it somehow to Pedlar. Hand pass forward was loose. And that may have been high. No, it wasn't. Bamford will get up, surrender the ball to the umpire.
Just talking about Timmy Inkster before, getting plenty of the touches. Obviously, Westbrook playing well up forward has released Inkster onto the ball. And I was going to say, Andrew, be some chance at the Magarey middle, perhaps, Timmy Inkster.
Yeah, you would expect so. He's been in the umpire's face. Got himself a lot fitter during the pre-season. Could have quite easily just gone back and played his half-forward role. Cameo roles, come in and out all day. He's actually got himself a lot fitter in the off-season. Now can play in the midfield. So yeah, I expect the Eagles will win enough games. I'm not saying Justin Sigalella anymore, so yeah, I expect it to be a chance.
Skipworth gave the hand pass to Grokey. His vision was pretty good. Execution not quite there. Sigalella said, well, I got one high. And ball eventually in the pack. Rugolo there at the bottom. Skipworth in good form, 40 possessions last week. Maybe got one high there.
Skipworth dropped the footy. Hudson, no free kick. Lindsay took him to ground. Coops, smart hands, another smother. Like the smother count today. I know Ian Mogridge has got his hands full with everything else, but they've smothered beautifully this afternoon, the Eagles. Coulter got it out the back to Ivans. And was chopped off by Gavin Colville, who maturing like a nice Barossa wine. Gavin Colville to Skipworth, who just hits Mark Passador lace out. He'll kick from right on 50 as Lindsay makes his way to the bench.
There's a value of bringing it back inside. We saw Gavin Colville instinctively give it back inside to Skipworth. Just opened up all the space on the fat side. Passador was able to make his way into this. We hear the applause for Paul Lindsay as he comes off. Passador, the Eagles have really dominated the last 10 minutes. Just get some reward on the scoreboard.
Chris Lindsay is taking us back. West Torrens days.
Oh, West Torrens days.
Passador's hooked that one. Amazingly, he's kicked 2 goals 6 by my reckoning. Neil, check your records. I think it's 2-6 for Mark Passador, which is way off time.
Was it 3 weeks ago he kicked 11 goals straight against the Double Blues at Unley?
Does turn, doesn't it?
Steady on, Andrew. It was only 10.
But it was straight.
Well, he's robbed of one, apparently.
Free kick, 25 metres there for Brett White, who immediately does the defensive thing, goes backwards. Now they try and go around the back and out the other side, and it doesn't work because there's one-on-one out there, and Mark Passador is the one who comes away with it. Drops it in short, the Knights can play on. Nobody inside forward 50 in position to take the mark. Knights goes long and kicks it behind.
It's not sure what Chris Knight was doing there, whether it was a shot at goal. I think it was half and half that he really wanted to have a shot at, whether he was going to have a ping at goal or whether he's actually going to have a thing. But look, the Eagles just really dominating the moment, just not hurting the North on the scoreboard. You think one more goal would break the Camels back.
Inside 50 this quarter, 13-1.
An amazing stat. Big pack of players. Hudson in the middle. 1 grab 2. Good work by Ben Hudson. And a 25-metre penalty? No. Play on. It goes to Ivans. Ivans has got a man in plenty of space. It's Alloway on the outer side. Clint Alloway will kick it inside 50 and drill it to Perry. Finally, the crowd roar. Perry's taking a mark. Wheels around on the left boot. He's looking for Hargraves with the poor kick. And Simmons got in the gap as Bamford goes to ground. Eagles everywhere as they spread it to the grandstand side to Skipworth, who goes short to Treby, and Big Sam Jacobs is on his own on the wing, decides to cut inboard and find Fiacci. Oh, and Hudson with a full head of steam will get a 25-metre penalty. Skipworth, his Crows teammate, a couple of Crows teammates having a bit of a dip there. Good to see. And there it is, a nice crunch.
You're going to come in late, and you know you're going to give away 25 probably before you even get there. You may as well actually take him with you. Get some value out of it. So next time that Peter Fiacci goes for a ball, he's going to be a bit worried about Ben Hudson's going to be somewhere around him.
Nice imprint. Peter Fiacci's mush on the wing, driven to the turf by Ben Hudson. He played on, and then Campbell got a hand on it as he's running around on the mark. Well done, Bamford. Just broke the line. Wintle got it to Campbell. He's got to get around Skipworth. He did okay. Loose handball. Uni wants to give it away to Riswick. Riswick only needs a couple of metres break and he'll burst away. Beautifully done, Sikalala. Well done, Riswick. Terrific football. Taken by Wintle. Wintle's kick. Looking for Hargraves. Poor kick. Simmons has got him. Takes him to ground. Is it a free kick? Oh, it brushed his ear. And the umpire said, Daniel Hargraves, is that umpire Feeler? And he'll go back and have a shot. He's the umpire that was given a spray in the first quarter. And Hargraves the beneficiary of a free kick, Andrew.
I was not too sure about that one, Michael. Fence. It's a very large fence that I'm sitting on.
And a lot of Eagles supporters want to jump the fence, I'm sure. 45 metres out. Daniel Hargraves misses. They cannot afford to miss. Every time they go inside in range, they need to score 6 points. That's a disappointing kick by Hargraves.
It is, especially when a goal there could have brought him back into the game. Against the tide, against the run of play, he kicks a goal. It breathes some life back into this North Adelaide team. He misses, all of a sudden they're still down and they're still flat. They're still in this game. They can kick scores quickly.
Lee Treby coming off the ground. He's been replaced by Aaron Shattuck, who's got that right knee heavily strapped after jarring it on the outer wing in the first term.
First score of the quarter, by the way, for the Roosters. Bamford around the body and Skipworth cut it off. Gave it to Simmons, ducked his head. Campbell came. Simmons shrugged him off. Got it outside 50. Hudson. Interesting. Eagles supporters want a bit of him, but he didn't shirk the issue, took the mark. Gave it to Howard. Howard's got Ivans to his left. He chooses to go back and wait for a lead. Perry gives it. He goes in the direction of Perry. And Perry doesn't let him down. And off he goes. He's pushed away. And this will be a goal coming up north. Even kicked it with his right foot. He had that much time. Well done to Ian Perry. Roosters fans belated applause.
And full credit to Ian Perry. Look, he's had a dog of a day. He hasn't really gone the way he wanted. There's that push off. Just need to guard the mark a little bit better than Nick Solder. But he just is persisting today. Look, he could quite easily drop his head. Not too much to come out of this. I'm not playing AFL footy. You can see his work rate. He needs to keep working hard with the Crows. A chance to play AFL finals footy this year.
First goal to Ian Perry. Just his 4th goal for the season. Uni provides the tackling. Here comes Sam Jacobs. Powell at the bottom of that.
All important 10 minutes now for the Roosters. Pinch another couple back. Momentum going into the last quarter, going to the goal scoring end. You never know.
Well, we know they can come home with a wet sail when they beat Port by 24 points in round 7 after trailing by 16. So terrific in the last quarter. Here's Campbell. Riswick trying to find some space. Big turning circle across to Uni. We haven't seen him kick a goal this afternoon. He booted 7 last week. He goes, steps to 45 and kicks a wonderful running goal. Are they back? Time will tell. Another one beckons. If they get another one, you would think they could be back. And here it was all set up by Riswick with a bit of pace.
Just a bit of pace and just a good decision there to give it out into space. Uni tucked it underneath his arm and ran for 10 metres, got inside his range, and he's a class player, Heath Uni. Finished off nicely for a goal. As I said, next 7 or 8 minutes becomes important in this whole context of this game. The Roosters get another one, and it's a manageable margin at three-quarter time. The Eagles can kick 1 or 2. I'd like to think they'll be safe.
First of the afternoon for Heath Uni with number 30 on his back and 30 goals for the season. Powell. That was almost conceding there. As he turned, he thought, I'm going to get contact. I'll hold on to the ball and make sure that it doesn't go in the Roosters' direction. Hudson got his way clear, thumped it to his side's advantage. Shattuck, though, read it best for the Eagles. Jared to half-forward high, scrambling ball, difficult to mark, made look easy. Well done by Inkster. Inkster looks up. What's he got? On the lead comes Grokey. Almost to gather it below his knees twice. Third time lucky, goes in there, pressure. It's at half-forward for the Eagles. Ball up.
Good coaching by Ron Fuller. Realises it's a last 10 minutes here in crucial of this game. Brings his key ruckman back on him, Paul Lindsay.
I've noticed the umpire with his hand out then was clearly signalling to the runner, the Roosters runner it is, get out of there. Alloway was pushed there, and so he receives a free kick. Gatto on centre wing opposed to Skipworth, who came over the top, gathered the ball, hand passed off. Fairclough inside with the kick, 2 options, one of them Powell. Powell looks up, Passador's away. Alloway's up and giving away a free kick, and then some. Alloway would have had to have been twice the height to reach that, I would have thought.
It's just lack of footy, just hasn't played enough footy, not judging the ball, just sadly out of touch.
I don't think that ball was ever going to reach the target, which was Passador, but it certainly wasn't going to Grokey, who was jumped on by Alloway and has now got a free.
It's the sort of effort we would expect it from Jeff Haywood in the club.
Here's Shattuck. He takes his time, chips it out to Passador.
What about Achilles
more and
Jones?
more space. More and more space available for the Eagles. Achilles Jones.
Achilles Jones, kicking the ball a mile, barefoot. Wonderful play.
This is Passador's 8th kick for the quarter. He's taken 6 marks.
Just got to be careful. He has tended to hook the ball all day. Just needs to compensate for that. Started at the right-hand goalpost. Let it work its way back.
Passador kicks it high and left. He didn't follow your instructions at all, Andrew.
No, and really didn't get any momentum going into the kick. Just really kicked it off 2 steps. A couple more. We know he can get the distance.
2-4 for the quarter for Passador.
Pretty handy quarter to have 6 pins of goal.
Inkster taking a break down there, Mark. Is he all right?
Yeah, he looks okay. He's just got that permanent lip. He carried that all day. He's in fact carried that for probably most of the season. But he looks fine. He'll just freshen up with probably around about 5 minutes to go in this term. Chrissy Knights comes back on. He's fresh. He's had 4 weeks off. That thigh looks like it's recovered nicely. We'll give him a little bit of speed, then we'll see Timmy Inkster back on to start the last term.
There he is, Tim Inkster, taking a break. Lindsay to Knights, shrugs the tackle. Into the pocket. Just clean bowls Westbrook out of bounds. Boundary throw in. Eagles in attack. 25 minutes gone. They lead by 34 points. And a big play, this one, for North Adelaide. They need to clear the area and snag a goal before three-quarter time to stay in this match. Lindsay just tapped it down, snag. Also by Campbell Uni. Got away to Gatto, who did some good balking, looking for Bamford. Bamford and Knights. Knights did pretty well to Jared. Jared's kick into the pocket. Alloway's got to go and knocks it away. Good play, Clint Alloway. We misjudged one a few moments ago. Good lick and knocked it out of bounds. Someone still saw there. Was it McIntyre? Hobbling. Maybe someone trod on his foot or something like that. Really struggling, the young man. Boundary throw in. Lindsay can take it out of the air. Skipworth working close to the boundary and got a fit of the fumbles. We'll get a ball in. 26 gone. It is the Eagles by 34.
McIntyre in trouble. I go out on a limb and say I think it might be knee or kneecap. Just the way he thumped the ground. Keep an eye on him. At the same time, keeping an eye on the play as Hudson tries to burst through. So does Howard. Reliving his early childhood as a rugby league player on the Gold Coast. The ball down on 50. That time Lindsay had the best of it. Knocked it nicely to Fairclough. His hand pass partially smothered. Fiachi gets free. Pops it up to that danger area. And the danger man takes the mark. Mark Passador.
Yes, good play. Sam Fairclough was good then. Just kept his feet. Didn't panic under pressure. And then Peter Fiachi brings it back to the hot spot. Passador just stands tall.
I said 2-4. 2 goals for the quarter.
That's his 7th mark.
Mark Passador, there's the shot down the ground from the Eagles club rooms, and it tells the story, doesn't it? 2-5 for the quarter. This, ladies and gentlemen, is called the Yips.
Absolutely, between him and Adam Grokey, they really haven't had their kicking boot on. The game should be done and dusted if you're an Eagles supporter. They still give North a glimmer of hope in this last quarter.
I can't believe that. Passador is such a terrific kick for goal. 10 goals straight a few weeks ago. And he gives us 2 goals 8. Well, been a lot of talk about accuracy and whether it's kicking for goal has improved or declined. I don't think it's got any better. Howard.
Well, I was going to say Passador's just got a few moments at the end of this term to think about his goal because he's been brought to the bench. Not a happy man, and apologies to viewers if our mics picked up any of his colourful language.
I didn't hear it. The Coulter is right near the interchange grandstand side of the ground. Coulter still running into a bit of touch. Kicks to a pack situation at the back. No one can mark. Emerging his pal. Skipworth has got Treby running for him. Puts it out in front. Alloway. Which way will it bounce? Coops has got to lend assistance. Treby with toe. He's got Westbrook. He's desperate to get to him. He boxes it out now. Coops just hovering over the football. Westbrook. Tidy. Oh, Rugolo. Rugolo on the left gets his third. What's this for a celebration from Vinny? And the Eagles out by 41. North Adelaide can't win from here, surely.
Yeah, just stagnant movement forward for the Roosters, and Luke Powell won an important ball at half-back, was just clean. And there's just good hands in fight by Westbrook. Hadn't been his best day, but he's contributed defensively. And there, just Vinny Regale, ever the opportunity to finish it off with a nice left-foot goal, and it probably puts it out of the Roosters' reach.
Value from Vinny today, 5 kicks, 3 goals.
It's a damning scoreboard, and you look at it, 32 scoring shots to 16 is a fair shellacking in anyone's terms.
13-19 to 8-8, and Roosters take one out of the middle, but only so far as half forward. Gavin Colville, maybe that's cramp. He just looked like he was limping a bit then. Drops it in wide to Jared. Jared looks up. Not a lot on in front of him, so he can go back inside defensive 50. Hayden Skipworth again, tempo footy, content to slow it down. Drops it in short to Salter. And Salter takes his time, drops it in short to Shattuck. This is good from the Eagles. Slow build up. Retaining possession, frustrating perhaps North Adelaide. Although North Adelaide would be somewhat frustrated by a 41-point margin as well. Close to three-quarter time. 30 minutes gone in the third quarter. Down to half forward. Westbrook from the side. Walker takes it away though for North Adelaide. Releases the hand pass to McIntyre and then onto the left foot of Coulter. Good kick from Coulter. On the wing, long way from where he probably should be. Hargraves takes the mark. Off to Bamford. Bamford can go long. Uni is going back to the square. Bamford runs to 50. Gives it to Perry on his wrong side. Perry gives it to Gatto. Gatto says thanks a lot. Drops it. Eagles' pressure was good. Away comes Skipworth. He says, I'll just belt it out of there with a talk. And he finds the chest brilliantly off Chris Knights, who's away. And Siren is the only thing that's probably going to prevent another shot on goal for the Eagles as they again demonstrate how quickly they can turn defence into attack. It's not been a hallmark of North Adelaide this afternoon, and that's resulted in this scoreline at three-quarter time. The Eagles 13-19-97, North Adelaide 8-8-56.
Well, the complete domination of the quarter there by the Eagles. The only thing they really haven't done is put the Roosters away on the scoreboard. They had a number of opportunities. Passador missed plenty of opportunities. Grokey's missed some as well. They kicked those goals, and it would be very damning for the Roosters, who certainly haven't looked anything like a top side today.
No, they haven't, have they? And look, Dean Howard's tried hard. Kingsley Walker has probably tried hard. And there's a couple of other players for North Adelaide that really, they've been overrun in this sort of pressure football in the middle of the packs.
Especially early in the game, I thought the Eagles came out and really tried to intimidate the Roosters. Just, you had Vinny Regalo crashing in. You had a number of the Eagles' bigger bodied players really crashing in. And Dean Howard, along with Coops, was one that stood up to this presence and tried to exert their own influence on the game. And at stages are able to do that, but just been left to too few. Their big forwards haven't really fired. Their kicking to position hasn't really been what you would expect from a top club. They really haven't given their forwards enough one-on-one contests and been able to hit them lace out. But Dean Howard, you know what you're going to get with him. He's a tough inside player.
Yeah, it's been a good buy, hasn't he? And on the other side of the scale of swapping and that goes on in the SANFL, Adam Grokey coming across from North Adelaide to the Eagles. He's been good, but hasn't finished off his work.
Yeah, the toughest position on the field in centre-half forward. He is important because he does enable them to maintain their structure. They don't have to push a McKenzie forward. They don't have to rely on restructuring. All they really want him in there is to compete. If he kicks goals and takes marks, well, it's really a bonus for them. And just today, just let himself down with his kicking for goals. They have a number of opportunities. But as I said, he's an evolving player. You can see that's what they want out of him, just to present himself. If he comes up and takes a mark, that's a bonus. If he brings a ball front and centre, that's what he's there to do. And just bravery in the air. There's a certain type of bravery to put your head over the footy. There's a bravery just to watch the ball in the air and just jump at it. Adam Grokey certainly has got that.
Well, they've played in 4 grand finals in 6 years, and yet they do have some of those evolving players, which means Woodville West Torrens is an evolving side.
Well, Ronnie touched on it earlier in the day, in that he has a number of players now that are getting to the 40, 50, 60 game mark. Been in the club for 4 or 5 years. They're getting stronger, they're getting smarter, footy-wise. And I expect them, the group, that's where your improvement's going to come from this time. You know you're going to get from Justin Stiglella, Mark McKenzie, Gavin Colville. Those type of players. The Tim Inkster's improved remarkably this year. The Vinny Regalo, the Luke Powell, those type of players are the team the players are going to carry the Eagles to the premiership this year if they are good enough.
On the other side of the coin, as we look at Andrew Jarman just setting some positions for his players in this final quarter, the Roosters under Jarman have a real challenge, don't they, to show that they can stand up to pressure. And this last quarter will be perhaps a hallmark.
His message at 3/4 time, look, we just want to win the quarter. We don't want to really, let's not look at actually going to the game, win the game. Let's just win the quarter. Let's regroup, get something out of this game.
We'll see how good Andrew's prediction is. We'll go and have a listen to Jars.
Run around. Hugs. We're over. Just run. Just run all around inside 50, all right? Just get your hands on the ball. Sherb go to full forward. Lazzy stay. Walker centre forward. Gats, ruck rope change with Dino. Flash keep working hard. Banger and Rizza. Tubbs, Alloway, Calder, Coops, Whitey and Macca, Sarge and O'Hara off. Hutto, you start. Bring it in here. Let's go. Come on. Get it closer, closer, closer. Come on. Just feel. Boys. Come on. Okay. The only thing that's letting us down is our skill under pressure. All right. Our decision making. Don't second guess. Don't go in your shell. All right. Be clear when you get the ball in your hand, like we do at training. Last night at training, it was beautiful. 25 minutes of what? Run, execute, finish. When they've got the ball, man on man. If they're going to hold the ball up and chip around, someone grab a man. Don't just point for the sake of it. Oh, he's my bloke. 1 metre rule, I'll stay on him. All right? Back yourself in. Back yourself in. Hey, you know, there's sometimes in games of footy where the odds are against you and things aren't going well. But when you get your hands on the ball first and when you walk out to your position with a real strong, confident feel, you never know what happens to that scoreboard. So we'll play with no risk, just take them on, back yourself in, play with all kinds of risks, but understand, get the ball in quick, get it in quick, but chip it around inside 50 or kick it to a space and finish off, all right? As soon as you get inside 50, bang it, go for goal. Boys, if you want to put a score, you know, if you want to put a score on the scoreboard, go ahead. Go ahead. I've seen us play games. I've seen us play games where we've kicked 8 goals in 10 minutes of footy. I'll put that on you. Off you go. Come on.
Well, a great look there, exactly right into the North Adelaide playbook. Got to find out exactly what is in the mind of Andrew Jarman. A couple of notable changes there. The Sargi and Perry's come off the ground for the start of this final term. And Shane Schubert, who's been terrific at centre-half back for the majority of this year, coming down from the Riverland after a little bit of a stint with West Adelaide a couple of years back. He's gone to full forward, just looking for some goals now.
Thanks for that, Sodas. The players just going into position. Mark Passador has been important this afternoon. Boy, we've canvassed his afternoon, and like Adam Grokey, hasn't taken real charge of his opportunities.
When he kicked 2-5 for the quarter then, I mean, that's a massive quarter in anyone's terms. Different role today, just up the ground. We've seen him play it before, and you can see him there with plenty of space and bursting through. Not the key forward target, probably unbalanced North Adelaide's defence to a certain extent. They would have expected Passador at full forward. That is the only thing that's let him down today. He's kicking for goal. Otherwise, he could have 5, 6, maybe 7 goals on the board.
2-8 for the afternoon, so he's got some work to do in the last quarter. The Roosters have as well, as we look through the leading goal kickers of the season. And Mark Passador leads the way with 64-31, although his percentages have probably taken a battering with a number of behinds that he's kicked this afternoon. Grant Chambers from Sturt is a long way from getting in front of Mark Passador. Here's Michael Maney with the final quarter.
Can the Roosters make a game of it? They are the top side after this afternoon. They drop this one, they will go to second. And the Eagles will assume top spot on the ladder. Hudson in the ruck, up against Lindsay. They nullify each other. Laddams, just a quick kick. So they go forward. Walker can't take it. That defence has worked pretty well for the Eagles. Fiachi's been one of their best. A lovely kick by Jared. Finds Westbrook. Jared kept running. There's David Westbrook. Very tough matchup if you're a coach. Just holding onto the football for an eternity, waiting for something. Decides to kick to a contest. Coops just knocked his own man, Alloway, out of the way. Coulter on hands and knees, got it to Hudson. Hudson looking for an opening. He's got a 2-on-1 here in Howard. Can't take the mark. Skipworth there. Howard intelligently goes off the ground. Bamford swoops. Can't hold onto the footy. Colville, has he given away a free kick? Yes, in the back of Bamford. And the free kick will go to the number 7. Good handball by the boundary umpire there too. Bamford. We keep on saying they need to string goals together. Haven't been able to do that. Hargraves leads to the pocket. Ball thumped away from him. Fiachi left it for Skipworth. Jared, that's a poor handball. Jared was calling for it. Colville head over the football. Not unusual to see that from Gavin Colville, and a ball up. Andrew Rogers, you're the coach of North Adelaide. What do you do?
Firstly, I'm not the coach of North Adelaide.
Maybe Sturt.
But exactly what Andrew Jarman said at the start. Look, they've just got to throw caution to the wind. They've got to play on at all costs, move the ball quickly, give their forwards some one-on-one contest. And the whole day they haven't kicked it well to this much vaunted forward line. They just haven't won enough of the footy around the midfield, and their kicking has really let them down today.
Good point, Neil. Will you put your hand up for Sturt, will you, for the coaching job at the end of the season? Brenton Phillips is vacating.
Oh, has he vacated, has he? I haven't caught up with that news.
He's vacating.
Come on, Rogers, put it on the line. Do you have ambitions to coach at SANFL senior level?
Oh, look, I do, but under the right circumstances.
And what are those circumstances?
That's for me to you, me to know, and you to find out.
Oh, come on, Michael, get him under the thumb there.
We'll find out
Put
before the end of the day. Ivans kicks it long to a contest. Campbell there. Hasn't been able to get it clean today, Campbell. Lovely handball out. Schubert. The handball out was from Walker. He goes and gets his own ball. Riswick. Handball was just off the target. He's clever enough to get it to Wintle. Wintle. Brilliant tackle by Shattuck. Ball jars free. Ivans. Gets back to Walker. There's that skill error. Schubert can't quite capture the football. Howard just gets ridden into the ground and gets a free kick for over the shoulder. Paul Lindsay doesn't like it. And let's have a look at this. Oh, gee, if it was over the shoulder, it was on our blind side from there.
Yes, and he's copped a 50 for mouthing off there, I think, Paul Lindsay. Interesting to see what Ron Fuller does here now. Does he maintain his discipline and take him from the ground and bring young Sam Jacobs on? Or does he just let him slide?
Dean Howard to bring it back to 35 points, just pops it over the top. North Adelaide get the first goal of the last quarter. We know they can produce in the last quarter. They've won 10 and lost 5, so we know they've got a pretty good record in last quarters, but they don't come from behind. This will be the best come from behind win if they can snag it.
Oh, absolutely. Give you great momentum going into the season. Could really scar the Eagles if they come from behind. Just disappointing there from Paul Lindsay. Look, you've copped the free kick. Umpire's never going to change his mind. Just get on with the game.
35 the margin here at three-quarter time at Alberton. It is Port Adelaide by 24 points over Central District. South Adelaide in quite a tussle down at Noarlunga by 2 points over Norwood. And Sturt getting hammered by 47 at Unley.
They need a new coach, Andrew. Sturt.
Sturt against Glenelg, and it's 47-point margin there.
He won't even bite Michael anymore, will he?
And I'm sure they'll get a new coach next year.
So the recalled bounce. Lindsay has the better of it. Ivans reads it. It's touched off the boot, down to half forward. Gatto just got his kick away into space. Hargraves beckons. Laddams says, come and get it. Laddams picks it up. Very skillful player, can't get it to hook around far enough. Minus score.
Beautifully called, Neil. Hook it around, Barner. Chris Laddams, just run at your target. Don't need to play those tricks and Hollywood-type kicks. Turn the ball over, just run at your target and finish it.
Oh, brilliant mark. Running with the flight of the ball by Gatto. What a courageous grab that is. Well, he's already copped one today, so he's put his body on the line. How's that for courage?
You never question Sean Gatto's courage. You know what you're going to get with him. Every time he runs out, he's going to be tough with the foot. He's going to be a fierce competitor, and he's going to put his body on the line.
We saw him in his early days with North Adelaide, and I thought he was a terrific player, and he just keeps getting better. But it'll take his best kick from here, and that's not one of his best. It hovers at the back. Salter knocked it down. Campbell ridden into the ground. Free kick against Fiarchi for a push. Colville doesn't like it. They gave away a 50 just a moment ago for mouthing off, and they've just got to bite their tongue at the moment because Matty Campbell's got it. And Andrew, as you say, the umpire will not change his decision.
Exactly. Let's get a look at the replay there. Hard to pick from that one. I think it's a bit of Matty Campbell milking it, but also a bit of Peter Fiarchi in his back. Look, gives them momentum. They've kicked the first 2 goals of this last quarter. They're capable of kicking multiple goals in a hurry.
Campbell from 20 metres out just kicks a goal. Oh, it looked horribly wrong for a second or two. But North Adelaide kicked 2 goals straight. They have not been able to do much of that this afternoon.
And they've really been screaming out for a front centre crummer all day, and unfortunately Campbell started down the back end on Skipworth, where he was really eclipsed early. He really lacked it. Their structure up forward hasn't really worked for them all day. Not just the forwards' fault, because they haven't kicked it well to them as well.
Becomes a modern-day feature, doesn't it, where players are very adept at dropping those knees and going forward, and that's what Matty Campbell did to milk that free kick. Sam Jacobs, the young lad, going against Hudson.
Skill in itself.
Alloway met the ball well, gave it to Walker, who didn't handle the ball very well. Alloway, in turn, got a free kick for holding, so he waits and can drop it out wide. He does for Laddams. Westbrook comes across just to corral him. Laddams, nothing much on offer. Gatto gives him a lead. And he goes across dangerously, across the circle. Oh, the big mitt goes up from the young man, Jacobs. He goes by hand to Sikalella. Sikalela's skills are pretty good. No exception this time. Hassett was given every chance. McIntyre did well. Now he's ridden into the ground, and he's still got it, and Jared comes in, robs him of it. Umpire blows it up right in front of the Woodville faithful, and they're giving umpire Gary Feeler a big serve.
And here's Sam Jacobs showing all his class. Nice hand and mark there. Got it back quickly, realised his deficiencies and got it to Justin Sikalella quickly.
Hudson battling on. Can't shut down Knights to the goal face. Across the other side. Brokey almost stopped. Now he's pushed in the back. Skipworth comes in. Banana kick from 10 metres. And it's a goal. And just when the Eagles fans were about to go off about the free kick, Skipworth pops up and kicks his 5th goal.
I think Hayden Skipworth saved the umpire a savage attack there, because there's Alloway. Look, that's one of those falling forwards I'm going to be just commentated on. Skipworth, that's just class there. no substitute for class in footy. Kicks his fifth for the day after a lightning start for in the first quarter. Contributed well all day, but look, he has been the difference in the game.
40 possessions, 17 marks, 1 goal, 3 against South Adelaide last week in a losing effort. Moggy this afternoon.
Yeah, today he's the leading ball getter on the ground now. 9 marks, 18 kicks, 8 handballs and 5 goals too.
In a purple patch. Can't break into that Crows lineup. How many times has this happened? The umpires muff the bounce in the middle. You just throw it up all the time.
Just on the umpires, Michael, early on the Eagles led the free kick 6-1. They now trail 21-14.
Thanks for that, Ian. Now, Nick Gill's down on the boundary there. Soda's hobbling from three-quarter time. The update on Nick Gill.
Well, he has spent a little bit of the game, certainly in this second half on the bench. So he's got that sort of weird emu style with his running anyway. So he doesn't look to be moving too well. So we'll have a bit of a look and find out exactly what the problem is with the big fella.
Beautifully done, Mark, as Passador just gets around a couple, has a bounce. There's confidence for you. Passador kicks it to the hot spot. Oh, big grab, Grokey! He's been paid. Came from nowhere, Adam Grokey. Oh, this could get ugly. Passador, here we go, Andrew. Just got around pretty casually.
Yeah, and just a clever kick. Could have blasted away, just pulled his kick a little bit. Just gave Grokey the real run at it. And just good hands. As I said, he's very honest in the air.
This for a 40-point lead to the Eagles. No chance of a North Adelaide revival. Grokey's kicked poorly today. That one straight through the middle. And he gets his first goal of the afternoon after a run of 4 behinds. And he's kicked 27 for the year. And here's that Passador kick to set it all up.
And just his ability just to take him on there. Just pulled his kick there. Could have blasted away and kicked it to the line. Grokey just strong hands in the middle of the pack. Just a little lurking behind Hayden Skipworth just in case it came to ground. So look, the forward structure for the Eagles has worked well today.
Well, you might have noticed just in the bottom of the screen there, the Eagles membership drive is on for the finals. Join for 2007. You get 2006 free. Just trying to encourage people to join up, and why not? Eagles form side in the competition showing some great skills this afternoon. Advantage play. Powell out of the middle. Coots couldn't reach it over the back. It's taken by Alloway. Hand pass was loose. He was taken to ground afterwards by Passador. And Alloway will get the free kick. Richard Williams adjudicating there. This side of the grounds, Ivan's in a bit of space. Skipworth chasing. He won't get him before he gets his kick away. Ivan's down to half forward for Campbell. Tiachi came late, knocked the ball away. And now Campbell comes back at him. The ball goes over the line.
Neil, just an update there on big Nick Gill. Seems to be having a bit of a problem with his Achilles, and I think he's done that today. He didn't carry that particular injury into today's game.
Nick Gill, runner-up in the McGarry medal last season. At times this season has been brilliant, at times has struggled. Westbrook to ground and up again and lost possession of the ball, and his direct opponent White ended up with it, and boy, that was a scramble.
Yeah, Nick Gill probably put him away, I think. I mean, he's going to be important for the rest of the year come finals time. Probably the X factor for the Roosters. He needs a week off next week to get it right. Give him a week off.
Both Perry and Gill off in this last turn. Perry could probably come back on. Here's Powell with a handball to Jared. Jared's got an opportunity to run and fire for goal. Just muffs the kick, and it dribbles through from behind. One of the best kicks in the competition and longest kicks, Luke Jared just didn't quite balance himself up.
An immense value to the Eagles because they have a number of players in the midfield who are hard nuts. They haven't got a lot of leg speed. And Luke Jared was one they targeted over the off-season. Just his ability to carry the footy, along with Chris Knights, very important to the Eagles midfield.
Luke Jared, 15 kicks, 4 handballs today.
A couple of pre-seasons with Collingwood, but never managed to crack it for a game or indeed onto the list. And there is a good mark by Grokey going back. And just chipping out of defence. Another bad mistake by the Roosters. That one from Coulter.
Andrew Jarman did ask for this at three-quarter time. No, he did ask him to play on. He did ask him to take risks. There's a risk and there's a calculated risk. I don't reckon that was a calculated risk. I reckon that was tipping over too far the other way. You need to play on quickly, move the ball quickly, take calculated risks.
Obviously having a little problem with his calf there, Grokey, with cramp. He's gone a long way back. And from 30 metres perhaps shoots at goal. And that was a good result. So he's got 2 for the quarter and 2 for the afternoon.
They're starting to square the ledger of goals for points. Get some reward there for his honesty as we see him come off now. I'm sure he get a rousing reception from the crowd. It's cool to trying to switch the play. Just showed too much of it there to Grokey, who instantly reaches for his boot to get rid of his cramp. It's been a good play today, though, Grokey, and as I said earlier, he's important to their structure. If he can hold down centre forward and compete heavily for him, it allows him to play Passador at full forward and/or Westbrook at full forward.
On the phone to Ron Fuller, saying well done, I'm sure. Former North Adelaide player, Adam Grokey, so they could have an interesting forward line if Grokey was still hovering around the club. Here's Bamford, forced to backtrack to Wintle. Wintle fends off Powell, legally, said the umpire. Marked by Gatto to Ivans. Gatto kept running. Oh, the kick was horrible. Into Skipworth, Coulter there. Taken by Gatto again, looking for Uni. Uni doesn't look right to me. Quite 100% good mark by Sikalella, who rarely makes a mistake.
Coming for his 22nd possession.
There's Adam Grokey, some work done to the calves. Bit of cramp just a moment ago. Sikalella finds Salter, who's been steady without being a top liner this afternoon. Shattuck spent a bit of time on the bench, but has been a handy player to have as they just deny North Adelaide the football at the 15-minute mark of the quarter. Sikalella finds Skipworth. Surprising someone running with him. He's booted 5 goals. Shattuck, and there's Colville having a rest down there, Mark.
Yeah, the veteran just taking it very easy. He's done another superb job, the skipper. And Sammy Fairclough, the youngster, coming on, he's been picked up by Darryl Wintle.
There's a horrible kick out of bounds on the full by Shattuck. There's Gavin Colville. Pretty happy with the way it's all gone. Wearing those replica Guernseys of Woodville. Up goes O'Hara. Laddam's in the middle of that. Got first touch to it, but a ball up. North Adelaide, where to for them? They've just been outclassed today, and for a side that's sitting on top of the ladder to have the second side come up behind you and belt you like this, got some worrying times, Andrew.
I think so. Just the finals type pressure that we've seen today, I think, has really found them out. That's the worrying thing for Andrew Jarman. Every time they've been really challenged this year, they haven't been able to compete with both Central Districts and the Eagles under real pressure. Got to remember 6 days ago, the Eagles got absolutely thumped by South Adelaide, so 95% of footy's probably paid above your head.
Above your head? Above your shoulders.
Above your shoulders, I meant. Sorry.
Coulter through the middle, long. Nice punch away from McKenzie. Done a good job in defence without getting many possessions this afternoon, as has Joey Pedler. But Pedler, of course, is well known for doing that sort of thing. McKenzie's more of a ball winner. O'Hara over the top, good night. Say goodbye. Here goes Campbell, streaking away. Easiest of goals coming up. Kicks the ball over into the front yard of a house, maybe 2 blocks away. Don't know if the club that supplied the ball, which I think might be for a home game, it would be the Eagles. I don't think they're too impressed with that, Andrew, trying to get that ball back.
He's got something out of the day, but look, didn't really like the match-up earlier on playing him in defence. I can understand Andrew Jarman's thinking, and he wants to create run and use Campbell's pace out of defence. They've just really lacked that spark up forward, a real quick crumbing forward. Kicks his second for the day, but Peter Fiacci just got to learn from that. Don't let him get goal side of you.
Shane Schubert, experiment at full forward hasn't lasted too long. He's come to the bench. O'Hara's been pushed to full forward, and Benny Hudson back into the ruck for the Roosters.
Problems have been out of the middle, and the clearances, they've just been smashed by the Eagles today. Knights has been one of those class acts. Kicks for the wing. Inkster's also been outstanding. Tried to knock it back to his own advantage. Ivans in confined space, did all right to Gatto. Sold Knights the dummy, that was terrific. Here's Bamford. Bamford's got plenty of tolls up there. Decides to go into the pocket to Uni, and that's a good mark out in front of his face by Heath Uni. In front of the quality opponent, Luke Powell. the 18-minute mark. They trail by 41 points, the Roosters. There's Chris Knights taking a break. A job well done. Heath Uni kicks one, and that was in the third term, and he just pops that through for a behind. Neil, you've got some progressive scores in other matches.
Port by 12 points over Centrals. That is, of course, as you say, progressive. South Adelaide now by 17 points over Norwood. So they've kicked on. South Adelaide down at Noarlunga. And Glenelg progressively flogging Sturt. 72 points the margin there. And Chris Laddams, meanwhile, kicks a goal for the Roosters.
Yes, and he should go up and shake Justin Sikalila's hand there as we get a look at this kick out from fullback. Sika just trying to be a little bit too cute off one step. Turns the ball over to Heath Uni. Just good presence under pressure. And Laddams, who is Justin Sikalila's direct opponent for all day, kicks the goal.
Wouldn't you kick it as far away from your direct opponent as you possibly could?
Laddams 19 kicks, 5 handballs today, only headed by Luke Ivans for North. Ivans has had 29 possessions.
28 goals for the year, Chris Laddams. Sikalila bunged him straight into the middle. Rugelo's kick, out looking for Inkster. Inkster needs a shepherd, but I don't think anyone can get to him. And Gatto takes him to the line, and umpire Williams plucks a free kick to Inkster for holding the man. Don't know about that. Plenty of free kicks this afternoon. 39 of them, or 29 of them, sorry.
Hey, you're right, first time, 39.
39, was it? Thanks, Moggy. Maths wasn't my forte. Ball into the pocket. Jared can't keep it in. 20 minutes gone in this final term. The Eagles lead the contest by 35 points. They'd love another goal just to get it up over 40. Out as far as 47 points at the 13-minute mark. Up goes Alloway. Simmons fed it out to Shattuck. It curls back. It's coming around. Has it got the legs? It has. Lovely shot for goal by Aaron Shattuck. He doesn't kick too many goals, Shattuck. He's only kicked 4 before today. That's his 5th of the year.
Yeah, it's just good hands in tight there by the Eagles, and Shattuck just turns it around the corner. And much to North Adelaide's disgust, he just finishes off, a bit of icing on the cake. Look, the game has really petered out. All the heat's gone out of the game now. Just get the feeling that when games are there to be won in the first quarter, it was the Eagles that really stepped up to the plate.
Aaron Shattuck, 10 marks, 15 possessions.
Brisbane Premiership player. He played 57 games with the Lions before being brought back to Adelaide, where, of course, he started with the Eagles before being recruited. And now he's on the Port Adelaide list. You wonder how much longer. Eagles go forward again. Coulter wants his left leg or the boundary. Goes for the left leg. White at half back. Over the top. Got a player in space in Bamford. Bamford's quickly shut down, but he uses his pace to get away, taking Andrew Jarman's instructions at three-quarter time to the letter. Inside forward 50. Hargraves sort of got their hands to it. McKenzie was clever. Hand pass wasn't perfect for Powell, who couldn't get the ball below his knees. Fairclough, though, delivers nicely to Rugolo inside, looking for Sikalila. Has a glance. He's got plenty of room to move. Sikalila to half forward. Westbrook on the lead. They're building strongly. This side of the ground, Shattuck in space. Riswick is very pacey. And Shattuck, he pulled down the mark. Well, I think that was a bit of a surprise to everybody, and possibly Aaron Shattuck included. Passador makes 2 leads and then a third, and finally pulls down a mark. McIntyre came over the back, gave him one. Passador, nicknamed Chopper, Chopper Reed.
He worked hard then Passador, though. He led one side, then he led the other. You know, McIntyre had him covering 2 or 3 times. Eventually he was able to find some space. The Eagles need to get a little bit better at this. They had Sam Jacobs long in a 1-out. Passador let out left space. Kick it on Sam Jacobs' head and let the big man do his thing.
Passador already with 2 and now has 3 for the afternoon. And like the Eagles, Mark Passador has started to even up the ledger. Goals to points.
It's a luxury to be able to have Justin Sikalila available with running his legs in this last quarter. And he's able to get his hands on the foot. He hit Westbrook. Westbrook played on quickly out into space. Shattuck takes the mark. And after 2 or 3 leads, eventually Passador worked his way into space at 2-on-1, or actually Coops unable to get back and help out. Passador finishes off nicely. Just some icing on the cake now for the Eagles.
Mark Passador's taken 13 marks today, 19 kicks and 2 handballs.
3 goals, 8. Lindsay out of the centre. Coops will use Briswick. He just hasn't probably done enough. He's had a few mates though. Went to ground. Fed the handball to Coops. Coops to Bamford. Bamford and Jarrod. Oh, too easy. Jarrod just tucked it away. Threw it on the boot. In front is Inkster. And Inkster can't take the mark. Went for the chest mark. Gatto over the football. Wanted to get it to Coulter. And it's been blocked. That's what the Eagles have been outstanding at today. They're blocked. They're tackles. They're smothering everything.
The 1%ers. Don't ever tell me Tim Inkster and Dean Howard aren't competitive, because, I mean, the game's done and dusted. 24-minute mark of the last quarter. Both still putting their body on the line. No compromising stuff.
Fairclough. Got it to Skipworth. Big Sam goes. 1-2. Thank you. Not paid. Play on, said the umpire. Alloway. It was fed out to Skipworth by Passador, and he misses to the right-hand side. I thought Jacobs could have been paid that.
And there's the classic example. I think first grab, second grab, I think you've got to pay that. That's why I think they need to have Passador as their leading target and have a tool at full forward, because Sam Jacobs can take a mark and kick a goal.
Roosters go for Ivans from the kick in. Westbrook almost intercepts. Ivans wide with the hand pass for Bamford. And Bamford had his hand pass smothered. They're still working hard, the Eagles. Vinny Rugolo, the man that time. Slow start to the season through injury, Vinny Rugolo, but he's coming into form at the right time.
On the paper during the week, Ron Fuller made the statement. Competitive at every contest. That's what they've been today.
And that's really what they pride themselves on. That's what he's instilled into this football club. And every time they step over that white line, they've got to be competitive. And that's why it was really so far out of character last week's loss.
Inkster ran himself into trouble. Rugolo met the ball nicely to the dangerous spot, 25 from goal. Passador pulled it down, and Westbrook was taken down. Umpire said too high, and now it's on, and Alloway will be pursued by a couple of angry Eagles. Late on the free kick, and still they go. Sammy Jacobs involved. Sikalella's coming over the top. Oh, it's getting ugly now. And Richard Williams has seen something and decided that should be a 25-metre free kick. And I think Vinny Rugolo threw 1 or 2. Meanwhile, the goal has been kicked, and it's still on.
Yes, when the game was there to be won, this is where North Adelaide really needed to stand up. And here's a replay of this fight. It's Justin Sikalella, former teammate Adam O'Hara. I'm not too happy with Justin Sikalella. There's a bit happening behind play, and now I think there's another free kick to the Eagles' way. It's all unravelling here for the Roosters.
In the worst possible way. They're shot to bits, the Roosters, at the moment. The Eagles have dominated them all day, and Treby's got a shot from outside 50 and just casually to Inkster while the Roosters are standing watching. Inkster slips down into some space. Treby uses it well. Headless looking for his second goal in SANFL football by running into the pocket, but it's all with Inkster at the moment. 53-point lead. He can stick another dagger in the heart of the Roosters. Inkster kicks the goal.
And there is no better way to answer. Teams are going to try to intimidate you, and teams are going to try to go the fifth late in the game. Here's this early on. There's the Passador handball. There's the high tackle by Alloway. Gives Westbrook a bit of treatment after the free tackle. This is where it all started. See the North Adelaide players obviously not happy with the attention being paid. It's a bit happening there. Luke Jarrod, Coops. Plenty of spite in this game from the start of the day.
There was, and the physical intimidation came from the Eagles initially, and North Adelaide, you have to say, has wilted somewhat under the pressure. Out of the middle. Roosters go forward. Interesting events happening down the other end of the ground from where the action is with the ball at the moment. We're trying to do two things at once here. Josh Coulter involved. We'll get a bounce inside forward 50 for the Roosters. Well, this sets up, if nothing else, Andrew, these two sides meet in the finals. Will it be on for young and old?
Here, please. Big question is whether North Adelaide can handle that type of intimidation and the fierceness of what the Eagles were in the first quarter again.
Well, Uni, with Lindsay going to ground, crashing in over the top. Lindsay will get the free kick. I don't think there's much doubt about this. On the other hand, could have been desperately unlucky for Heath Uni. Done his knee in that sort of situation. Ball punched out by Shattuck, I think it was. Finally got the fist to the ball. Centre wing on the outer side. 59 points, the margin. This was 1 versus 2. And it was North Adelaide, the #1 side in the competition until today, who crumbled. Powell taken to ground.
Of course, that does mean that the Eagles go top of the table, but of course, North Adelaide haven't had the same amount of games. They've had one less game. They can assume top position again when the Eagles have their bye.
A lot of players around the ball. The Eagles clear at the half forward. Skipworth has been clever this afternoon. Couldn't control that long enough under pressure from Coops. Good crowd in at Woodville. And sun in the eyes and the spectators on the far side of the ground. Luke Powell showing the effects of a long match. We've gone beyond 30 minutes. Can't be much time left as Jarrett breaks away. Using the right leg. Down to half forward again, looking for Westbrook. Coulter, the bad boy, and a little bit of push and shove that went on behind play before. Get a all up. That scoreboard looks impressive for the Eagles. 21-20, 141 to North Adelaide 12-10, 82.
North haven't got an easy ride home. They've got Glenelg at the base, South at home, Central at Elizabeth, and Port at the Adelaide Oval. So they haven't got an easy run home, North Adelaide. Simmons just off a step. Umpire said it was touch, play on. Passador there, who was having a bit of a dip with McIntyre a few moments ago. Passador in the pocket, looking to give it off. Short kick is a beauty. And this could cap a wonderful day for Hayden Skipworth. He's booted 5 goals, 3. And he'll cap off a sensational game around goal and through the midfield. The icing on the cake coming up from Skipworth. The Eagles have Norwood at home, a bye, Port at home, and then Sturt at Unley. So the odds are the Eagles will probably finish on top. Skipworth from 25 metres out, directly in front, seals the game well and truly for the Eagles. It was over a good while ago. And he just puts that final nail in the coffin, Andrew.
Yeah, it's been outstanding. They set the game up early when the heat was on. Just as I said, I didn't like that matchup with Campbell. Spent more time forward today than normal, not probably in the midfield, and him along with Chris Knights have been instrumental in this game. Passador just finishing off, had a great second half, Mark Passador. Probably a little bit quiet mid-patch in the second quarter, but last half has been sensational.
Just to give you Skippy stats again, 11 marks, 23 kicks, 8 handballs, 6 goals, 3.
Fair afternoon, and you might be thinking sooner or later he might get a call up for AFL football again. 21-21 plays 12-10. Dying moments of this match at the Woodville Oval. Ben Hudson has had a frustrating day, but at this level, opposed to Paul Lindsay, he's a fair old-sized ruckman and a good ruckman.
Oh, look, there are some positives out of the day for North Adelaide. Ben Hudson is one, but also Alloway plays another game, and they get a good look at how the Eagles play. And I suggest that man on screen, Campbell, will not start in the back line next week.
Campbell's delivery to Hargraves wasn't too bad, but Hargraves couldn't take it. Now he's got a chance to snap on goal, and just a minor score. Daniel wouldn't be happy with that, but he hasn't had too many kicks this afternoon either.
Domination of the midfield by the Eagles, but they really haven't kicked it to him well either. He's really a mark and kick player. Hasn't had the opportunities and the space to work with, and they haven't moved the ball quickly enough to give him space in his forward line.
Joe Pedler coming for his first kick, but he has had 8 handballs.
His boot finally finds a bit of leather. Joe Pedler. It's a good kick too, as he finds Treby. Treby's kick from a tired man, you'd suggest. Done plenty of work. Out of bounds on the full. Riswick to Hudson. Thought about giving it to Ivans by hand. Switches it, looking for Laddams. Uni's there as well. Uni's got it now. He was a rookie for West Coast, Heath Uni, back in 98, selected as a rookie. In goes Hargraves. On hands and knees, falls out the back to Rugolo. Uni's got him, no free kick. Here comes Campbell, around the body and on the goal. He's got three, Matty Campbell, all in the last term. And Andrew Rogers, no, he won't start next week in the back line.
It just gives him forward lines a bit of pace, a bit of nous, a bit of excitement in his forward lines, along with all those big, tall forwards. There's Vinny Rigolo just to turn it over in the back line. Cardinal send. You've either got to take the tackle and hold it in, or get your arms free and give a grab. May well have paid the penalty for that.
Very long last quarter. Beyond 34 minutes. The margin 58 points. And we will have to leave this match very soon. We'll go to our sports quiz show after this. Head-to-head, and then you can get all the SANFL results, of course, in ABC News from 7 o'clock. And next week, we're going to see Glenelg against North Adelaide at the Glenelg Oval. So just moments left in this match, with Grokey taking the mark, centre wing. Eagles assumed control in the first quarter, took a 35-point lead to the first break. It was 27 at half-time. Bit of a comeback from North Adelaide. 41 at three-quarter time, and right now, with just seconds left, 58 points to margin in favour of the Eagles. They've really given the short shaft to North Adelaide. North clear the ball from defence onto centre wing, and final siren goes. Perfect timing. The Eagles 21-21, 147, victorious over North Adelaide, 13-11-89. Join us next week from the Bay. Thanks for your company this afternoon. The Eagles celebrate a victory.